And we should be back. Let me see if that works properly. There we go. OBS is still going to be struggle busing with me today, so that'll be fun to check out. Welcome back, everybody, for another wonderful week. This has been a long one, an awesome one, an exhausting one. It's been really cool for the stream. Lots of things have happened for the Discord too, and there's some stuff that the team and I are working on as well in order to bring some new content to the Polyhedra community. So since we were a little bit delayed, let me just dive into some of these announcements right away so we can get that going. First up, as you can probably tell, there's a fancy little schnazzy thing underneath me, and that schnazzy little thing underneath me specifically is our first sponsor. We started this crazy endeavor some months ago, like a few months ago, 3 months ago, however many sessions 16 equates to, four months essentially, right? Like that's technically
3.5-ish.
Yeah, it's crazy. It felt like it's been forever. Bless you be, son.
4 months for sure.
Whoop, whoop. Yeah, it's been an awesome. It's been really wonderful to have you guys all. Whether it is obviously just the players to play with, and also importantly the community that has been hanging out, been giving us their Amazon Prime subscription or just full on subscribe. Thank you so much for that. We are working with Stream Elements, and they ended up, hooking us up with our first sponsorship through Raid. As you can see, really quick, we didn't get like any specific script to read, so I did a stream. If you guys want to check out what the gameplay is like, you can check that out. Just go to our videos. We will have this active for this and probably Sunday stream, and then after that it will go away, as this sponsorship is going to last through the week. Now, we have met our first goal. Our first goal was trying to get 10 people to do the following. Now, the first thing that I'll say is don't spend any money on it unless you are absolutely hooked on the game and are thoroughly enjoying it. What I will say is that as you drink your white wine, you can just download Raid with a little link. And the link is going to be, if you just type in !RAID in chat, Ephraim, if you do us the honor.
Great.
He's like, but I want to take my beer drink, damn it. My beer drink! Because that's how people, normal people say, I want to take a sip of my beer. If you type in !RAID, and the bot will be very obnoxious about that for these couple sessions where we're going to be streaming with a sponsor. However, if you click on that link right there, and then download Raid, you can play it on your computer, by the way. If you've ever heard of Raid Shadow Legends, and unless you've lived under a rock, you know it is a mobile game. You can actually play it on your computer, pretty cool graphics, and just go through the tutorial. It's about 5 minutes. If you do that, we are going to get another one on these warriors at the bottom. Also, really fun.
Right now.
Yeah, if we are able to hit 30 people for that one, we're actually going to do a giveaway. We will give away a digital copy of, and I have the name written down. Hang on one second, because I will forget. Damn it, I definitely had it pulled up, and then I forgot to look at it again. Hold up.
Wild Beyond the Witchlight?
Yes, that one. Say it one more time for stream.
Wild Beyond the Witchlight?
It is the Feywild flavored chaotic circus adventure that's going to come out. Is that one the one that comes out in September or November?
September.
That one is September, so it's the sooner one. So as soon as that drops,
November.
We're going to be drawing from all the people that are following the channel, which is another thing that I want to get into in a second because it's absolutely phenomenal. It's been crazy because so anyway, let me finish this up so I don't get myself completely ADD'd out of what I'm trying to say here. I gotta stick to the script, man. So as you guys download this stuff, get us closer to that 30 person mark. Again, you just have to play through the tutorial, don't buy anything extra, but if you guys are able to do that, we are going to be able to get you guys that as a giveaway. All of the followers of the channel are going to be automatically entered into that, just so you know. Any questions that you guys have? Anything that I forgot to mention about that? If you're watching first time, like, okay, why am I watching a D&D thing and getting this? Well, frankly, it is just going to be really helpful for us because we're going to be able to take money like this and put it into future giveaways. We're going to be able to use that kind of stuff and obviously show other sponsors that are not Raid Shadow Legends, that we are a good stream to sponsor as well. And that is really we're just trying to do. AD&D is another edition of David. Yeah, that's true. That is another edition, period, and an edition of me. Yeah. So if you guys would like to support us, we obviously would deeply appreciate that. Now, speaking of support, you guys have already been amazing. I want to try to make it through this quickly. We have some big announcements, and I'm just excited about it. We obviously reached 200 followers, and thank you. Like I just period thank you. We've been racking our brains to try to figure out what we could potentially do in order to do, because for the 100 follower mark, which seemed like yesterday, we did a special PvP between the two streams. This time we want to do something a little bit different, a little bit more PvE, because the PvP felt a little not toxic. Like the players were really good about it, but I just felt like instead of like doing something cooperatively, it was like a versus thing, which can be really fun. But all that said, if you have some ideas during the stream, and we'll try to remind you guys at break and stuff like that on what you guys would love for these guys to do, I'll throw together an event so that they can maybe do a PvE. We're thinking about something like Amongst Us or Among Us, where one person is sus and the other are trying to figure out who the sus person was. Anything like that could be super fun. But yeah, throw that into the chat. Next, then the last two announcements that I have. Next is we were able to hit Discord level 3, which is super, super cool. If you have no idea what Discord is, I don't blame you. Long story short, we got our own vanity URL for our Discord server. If you guys would like to join it, it is now accessible to the public as well. There's that link right there in chat. You can also do !Discord, which I should have just done in the first place, and you'll be able to get that same information as well. If you're looking to join a game kind of like this one, a professional DM, fun, amazing, honestly amazing community to hang out with, join us. Yeah. And then the last thing that I wanted to call out is something that the Polyhedra team, so the actual DMs and I are working on, which is to go ahead and start a West Marches campaign. Now, this is relatively new news to some of the players here that I haven't been able to talk to about this stuff, but we're going to start Project Hedera. And that is going to be a world that we're going to do some world building for, but the community is going to be able to input their ideas of like what they would like to see out of that. More importantly, as we're playing through the ages, which is going to be represented by seasons, because that's the language that the gaming industry now uses, you as players will be able to make, you know, changes to the world. Let's say that you are the ones to make it to level 20. You can actually reach apotheosis and reach the god tier and become a god henceforth in the world for season 2 and season 3 and season 4. And as you're moving through the ages,
Cool.
your player character might die, but you will be able to then be venerated as like the legendary hero who fell at the battle of such and such, right? And as you guys are exploring the world in like a hex exploration system, you'll be able to just mix and match with random players from the community. Try to say, okay, I've got Andrew, I've got Brandon. I almost called you Brandon there. Brian, I've got Ephraim, and you know, I've got Damon as well.
Brandon. We should just change it to Brandon.
I don't like it.
Yeah. As the four of you guys want to throw together a campaign, fantastic. You guys just say, hey, we want to play on Tuesday night. One of the DMs is going to reach out that is available at that time, and you get to explore one of the hexes on Hedera, and it's going to be definitely community driven. Since this is kind of new news to you guys as well, what questions do you guys have that you think the chat might have? On chat, obviously, throw it out as well.
I don't know what a West Marches style campaign is.
Yeah, me either.
West Marches. Yeah, it's old school. Imagine it kind of like this. There's a central hub city, and from that central hub city, all of the players, you can have, instead of like a normal campaign where you meet every week at the same time for 3 to 4 plus hours, this one is you just mix and match random people. You're just an adventure in this world, and there are all of these hexes. The entire continent and world and whatever else will be able to be explored, and you say, okay, I want to explore hex A5, right? And hey, who else wants to explore that with me this week? You have 3, 4, 5 people that want to join you. You have the group together, and then just that week, it's hop in, hop out. If you don't feel like playing the next week, no big deal, right? It's experience point driven. You're able to just kind of like explore the world with the rest of the players, create a shared lore and history of like, oh yeah, when I went over there was some kind of a troll dungeon, but we only got to level 2 and then we ran because there was some kind of a hydra there that almost murdered us, right? So you can actually go back, or sometimes when a dungeon has been explored, you can go back to that one and figure out, hey, wait, cool. So what you're saying is, there might be something at the bottom there that we haven't explored, or new monsters have come into the dungeon and repopulated it because you guys didn't develop it into something else. It is a living, breathing world that you get to influence and ultimately shape.
It's very cool because you can have groups of players who get together and go, okay, we've got these 4 random characters. We want to go on an adventure. Let's find a DM who's available, who's willing to take our group on an adventure. Whereas as opposed to a DM trying to find a group of people to play their game in their world. You know what I mean? It can work both ways. And yeah,
It's like constant one-shots, but all in the same world?
way of putting it. Very
Exactly. That's exactly it. All right, cool.
What is the
Go ahead.
what is the overhead going to be?
The overhead, what do you mean?
Like, if you're already in a game, will it be the same overhead?
You mean
Same
like
cost.
the same cost for the same session? So the way that we're going to set that up is there's going to be a much lower single game fee, and then you tip your DM from there. So it's going to be more tip based. So if you, for example, want to tip a little bit more to
Like
a DM,
Patreon.
exactly, kind of like that, yeah. And we're still playing around with different. We're thinking maybe one of the setups could be Patreon, another setup could be just a tip base, but just a tip. Yes,
Be
yes, David.
cool. Like a Patreon group specifically for the West Marches.
Exactly.
Cool.
We're still playing around with the exact monetization. For now, we're just, you know, dreamy-eyed devs who are just looking at, oh my god, this sounds so cool. We want to get in on that and make it as good as possible. There are other DMs out there, other streamers who are doing West Marches worlds already, and we're excited to make a Polyhedra world. Originally, one of the DMs, his wife said, hey, we should call it Polyland. And I was like, well, let's go with Hedera. It's an amazing idea by her. I'm gonna give her that. It sounds fantastic until you think about it more. And you're like, wait.
You're saying we don't support polygamy?
I mean, it's not that we don't support it. We're totally fine with whatever anyone wants to do with their lives because, you know, who are we to tell them what to do? But should we name a land Polyland for that? I don't know. Hedera.
From
We
Yeah.
just keep coming back to titties.
We'll get
and
the
I just want to
Googles,
talk about
like,
this whole time.
you know,
Can I
that we're
rapid
gonna
fire
Googles.
questions?
Yes. One.
Can I pay a pugilist?
Yeah, that's going to be one of the big things that we want to bring in there. We'll have custom subclasses, custom races, and stuff like that for the world. So if you want to pitch that as one of them, yeah. Two.
Do you think it would be longer or shorter than a normal session?
About the same. I'm
That's
guessing.
Fine. I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
it'll be about 3 to 4 hours. I'm guessing. But sometimes probably longer,
what-
depending. 3.
What kind of infrastructure are you thinking for containing the world lore, like as it all gets added to?
World Anvil. World Anvil actually has an integration into Foundry. So because Foundry instances
Right.
can't necessarily always run, you'll be able to actually feed that into your Foundry directly as the DM. So we will have like a shared knowledge for World Anvil that you guys can check at all times.
Heck yeah.
Hashtag
That's
sponsorship.
They're our next sponsor after Red. I'm
Do you think-
done with the tutorial, by the way. It's a great game.
Damn, that was hella
I don't know
fast.
if
That's
I want
awesome.
to play with you guys anymore. Thankfully, Ephraim's here. I might jump off.
Man.
Raid tutorial
I tell you
takes,
what,
like,
I
5 minutes.
not that I'm getting anything personal out of shilling Raid Shadow Legends, but I played it for a while, like a couple years ago, and if nothing else, if you're into like fantasy art, it's got really good art, other than the fact that all the females are in stiletto heels. But it's
Yeah.
got really good art, and so if you're just looking for like inspiration, yeah, just take a look at the art that's in there.
I would be much more into it if all the guys were in stiletto heels as well.
I mean, I will agree with that.
It was
It is
more
so
of a
much
comment
harder.
on the practicality of stiletto heels, but
Stiletto heels can be a vicious
It's
weapon.
also-
fair.
So for
Barbarian-
voice acting, which
male
is
barbarians
good.
don't care.
That is pretty cool. Yeah. Alrighty, cool.
Already.
That is it though.
Wait.
If you are looking to join those shenanigans, click on that. Again, it's just bang Discord, so exclamation Discord if you guys want to ask the bot how to get into those games. But that is it for me. You guys have nothing else. I'm ready to kill you. I mean, sorry, dive back into into the game with you guys, because last week was interesting. We left off, and as you guys, as I already pointed out, yep, we are looking at 7 people tonight. As Ephraim pulled it off, he shenagled his way back into one more session. His character will die at the end of the session. That is all I can promise you. I don't know how it's going to happen. I don't know if the dice are going to do it or it's going to be DM Fiat, but there will be murder tonight, so that I can promise you guys. But
Who is
I
going to
hope,
take down with him?
I
Did
hope
you
it's not going to be the rest of the
buy him
group.
dinner before you gave him the shaft?
Can I do what? Can I buy him dinner? I mean,
Did
I'm
you at
letting him
least
play in the
buy him
session
dinner before
tonight.
giving him
That
the shaft?
I'll count that as the dinner. He's getting some of that. But that is
David
it.
confirmed PC serial killer.
It's true. You think they're kidding? No. There's a dedicated graveyard channel with us in the Discord, but I think we've pushed off the inevitable for long enough. Let's dive back in. So, previously in our game of Odyssey of the Dragonlords with the Light of Thylea, you guys had traveled to the Mithril Mines, where the dwarfs, once upon a time, after they had settled this region, and Astoria in particular, had built a mythical mine where they were able to work mithril weapons. Now, you had been told by the Oracle that if you were to travel there and clear it off, you would be able to craft weapons, behooving future Dragonlords. You spoke with Grandpappy Vulcan, the father of Pitor, and grandfather of Rhodus, and he told you guys that yes, he would be willing to craft those weapons once you guys had that area cleared out. Now, as you guys got there, you started fighting some troglodytes, incredibly stinky lizard-type humanoids, who were able to sicken some of you guys, and one, Brissa in particular, really out of character because Alex had his wisdom teeth taken out. You guys were able to dispatch the first few pretty effectively. However, as you guys traveled further, you met this interesting man by the name of Simon, a nymph of, the mountainous variety, who wanted to come back and take his mountain back. That was a little bit more Minos than Simon. I'll give you that.
That was Minos.
That was 100% Minos. You guys then ventured forth into the northern reaches of the mines here, where you guys fought these weird double-headed dogs that had a very virulent bite upon them. You find a decayed corpse of a massive 3-headed Cerberus dog near a massive mineshaft leading down deeper into the actual mines themselves, and huge claw marks of something that was much bigger than that Cerberus coming out of the depths. No sign of that large creature around currently. You found a dwarven elevator that seemingly descends down, which you guys didn't explore further, and then were discovered by some other ranging troglodytes, which you guys fought, and it certainly cost Rhodus a little bit to have to fight them back. As we finally left off, as you guys ventured forth and got to meet Caliban, the troglodyte king in the Mithril Mountains. He had taken Brissa, who still looked a little green around her gills, as captive. As you guys spoke and tried to negotiate back and forth on what you guys wanted to do in this situation, Simon decided to yank the magical-looking circlet off of the troglodyte's brow. However, he was able to catch it and yelled, "Kill them!" And that is where we're going to pick it up this week. Do you guys have any gods that you believe in? Any offerings you guys want to make? Of course, any offerings to me, much appreciated. I'm a very merciful god when it comes to that stuff. Just kidding. Let's just dive into it and get you guys. Ooh, this entire thing is gonna be.
Does $50 get me a random fireball?
Random? Yes.
Let's see if we survive.
How much is it for everyone to get a long rest?
Ooh, I don't know. That's a big one. But if you like Raid Shadow Legends, god damn it. Being sponsored feels so hilarious. I can't.
Oh, wow.
See, okay, no, I pitched to Ephraim that he should have just taken the Epic Bard, the Epic Verse Bard, because that would have been perfect. Like, that would have actually fit who Ephraim is as a person. Like, it's what's the right word for it? Chronic? No, that's not chronic. He can't help it. What is that called?
Impulsive.
Impulsive. Yes, that's the one.
Impulsive.
Shell. Hashtag shell for real. Are you kidding me?
Who plays this game to
He's
play
a
themselves?
compulsive punster.
Yeah.
I too have that disorder, and we bring out the worst in each other. Well, actually, I can't say that. What I can say is Ephraim brings out the worst in me. I don't know if I bring out the worst in him or if this is just his normal.
Always.
But
Perpetual worst.
All right.
I would
let
say
me-
you guys are at your peaks.
You got a
This is
D8
not
row,
bad
don't
at all.
forget.
Oh, I do. I will roll my d8. Thank you. What is that called? Alacrity?
Gift of
Gift
alacrity.
of
yeah.
alacrity. Gift of Lyra.
nice.
Gift of I want you to kill everything before it kills us.
Well, that might actually let me get one turn before I die now.
However, I will call out a reminder from last week for any DM out there, and of course you guys in this scenario. Just because combat is rolled, just because we find ourselves in initiative, does not necessarily mean that we have to just kill each other. As much as I enjoy that, and as much as I love having a deck that's very much stacked in my favor, it is something that Tasha's has taught us is not necessary. All right, as we kick it off, Crane, you're the first. Oh, wait! I forgot the D8. What did you get on the D8? A 6? A 6? Get us? Oh. Okay. I mean, that's not
Not a lot.
terrible. That's not terrible.
Now you go
You
before
leapfrogged
Yanni.
me.
Hey, and that's hard to do, actually, so.
I rolled a 2, and I'm going on an 11. I love that.
That is nice.
My lowest initiative, barring oddball penalties, is a 10.
That's amazing. All right, Crane, you're the first one to act as all of these creatures are starting to move around. By the way, the one that has that weird, like, oily sheen across it, Lyra, is the one that you had hexed before. You're still maintaining concentration on that, and you distinctly know exactly which one it is. So, Crane, kick us off. What would you like to do?
I want to. We're still in a pre-battle moment, right?
You are. Like, the second
Or it's
that you're done,
slipping
you don't
into-
know. Yeah, this is technically battle has officially started. But if you would like to try something, you certainly can.
I would like to try to intimidate these guys with our, not our brand, with our reputation. I want to intimidate
Do you know
these
who
guys
we
with our
are?
reputation
We are being
that-
sponsored
yeah,
by Raid Shadow Legends.
Exactly, we're legit now. We just hit 200. You guys do not know?
Oh, man.
And that we just killed a bunch of their guys. So yeah, Crane will take the lead and use her action to intimidate these people.
Okay, what precisely do you say? So this is still a role-playing game. What do you actually say?
You do not want to mess with us right now. We are on a mission from gods, and we are not going to die here. We know that. And it will.
Tyler,
you
please.
will know that
Please get the prediction
when
started.
our weapons are in your neck.
Alrighty, go ahead and make me
You don't
that.
let us go.
Go ahead and make me that intimidation check. If you want to make it spicy, you can do it a blind GM roll.
Sure.
Do it. It's fun.
Do you just click on the thing there and it activates on the?
Yeah, it's like the
Normal thing?
little drop down before you click on the check. Yeah.
Oh, so not on the character sheet, on the map. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, on the bottom right, do you see? Yeah, on the bottom right, do you see where it has that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I've got that blind GM roll activated, so it should work
Perfect. Go
across
ahead and
the
click it.
board. Great.
Yep.
Awesome. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely didn't see
Oh,
what it
that
was.
laugh means that was a low roll. Pretty sure.
Okay. Noted on what that was. Ephraim, aka Zakraf, certainly pointed out a correct thing. Since we made tier 3, which is thankfully to the people in the Discord server, you guys do all have DM inspiration for this fight. And today.
Can you
Oh, heck
stack DM inspiration?
No.
Oh, okay.
Can I use it right now?
I didn't
You already
roll.
rolled.
It's like temporary hit points. It's It's only the most recent one that counts.
Alrighty, cool.
Last one.
Anything as a bonus action, Crane, or are you done?
No, my bonus action spell is done for today. So, I can't really move anywhere either. I'll actually step in front of Lyra.
All right, sounds good. You kind of put your arms
Yeah.
wide, stepping in front of her. As that brings
Yeah,
us...
just putting
Go.
on a show. Are you not entertained?
Exactly. As this troglodyte kind of steps forward, after your words, kind of looks again towards the king. The king just kind of like has eyes wide, just piercing into
We could walk
Simon
out
for a
of
second.
here, no bloodshed.
You
It's
see
up
this?
to you, King.
You see this one kind of step forward and like prepares an action to attack you. Waiting on what the king says is going to happen next. Another one steps up, makes a held action to potentially attack Casaria. Brissa, as you finally just channel the divinity into yourself, you finally stop puking and right yourself. You heard Crane say what she said. What would you like to do?
Can I hold a channel divinity, or would that use it like a spell?
You would actually actively activate it and then hold the effect.
Oh, well, I don't want to do that.
Think that is actually good. That's a good question. I had like attacks happen, and I've had I mean spell slots. We know it actually consumes the spell slot. For this one, I'm gonna say I'm gonna have to look it up at least during the break. But for now, if you want to activate it, you actually activate it and then release it.
Yeah, I don't want to activate it because we might actually need it. So I don't want it to like fizzle out. I'm guessing they don't. I'm guessing they took away my weapons, right? Or did they?
They were actually relatively stupid and just kind of put it on the wall next to you, so it is within reach.
Oh, okay. Well, I will grab my weapons and then I guess if I'll just hold an action to attack the king if
Okay.
you know he seems to be.
You kind of step forward, all three of them kind of like look at you for a second as the king is still staring down Simon. You walk over, you grab the spear and kind of like the glaive and kind of like hold it kind of shakily towards all of them, kind of protecting yourself with it. Simon, what do you do?
Look, there's no reason to get hostile. After all, we're all friends here. And I will cast Charm Person on him.
Alrighty.
Moment of truth.
What's the DC for that one after you cast it?
It's 15, but it's actually not in my spellbook.
Finally, a true nymph. Who knows
So
how
that's
to
your-
cast
Nymph,
a charm
it
person.
should be under your features, I think, right? Or no, it should be under your at-will stuff.
It'll still be spellbook, yeah.
Yeah, hang on one second. Get it at it.
Or your innate spellcasting or whatever. Turns out you're a rookie nymph and you don't know how to use your full nymph powers.
Alrighty, go ahead and cast that for me if you would. Alrighty.
This is either gonna be fun or even worse.
Alrighty. As you say your buttery smooth words towards it, he's just like and you'll have to wait for his turn to figure out what that might mean. What else would you like to do?
Being the very brave proprietor of this house, I shall move over here.
Alright, bury yourself deep. Sounds good. Alrighty, as that brings us to King Caliban, as he's just like,
It has been so long since I have had fun. Bring me the head of this one. You can stand aside. You shall be left alone. But he,
and the you here was Crane,
you,
pointing at Simon.
your head, I want to have to chew upon.
It seems that the charm person failed and very much incensed him further. As that is going to... I mean, here's the question, Brissa. Would you like to count that as an attack, or do you want to wait and see whether they attack you as well?
I guess I'm going to wait until they see they attack me. I don't know this random person that was with my friends. Like, who knows who that is?
All right, the king kind of just moves over there, and then just starts. Hold up. Dodging.
That's dancing.
It's
Yeah.
dancing. It's dancing. Lyra, you hear the call for Simon's head. What do you do?
He said Crane was okay though.
It seems like the intimidation check from Crane succeeded. Simon's head is marked.
He'll let us go if we give him the mountain guy.
Oh no,
I'm
it's the
such a
wrong
good
person to
role
ask
player.
about that. Tyler's like, it's fine. Yeah. No.
I don't actually not like Simon.
If Simon dies, Ephraim can play Minos, like, for the rest of the session.
You're right. He could just show up. That's tempting.
Let's just use him as a, bait and switch.
All right, what do you do?
I am just going to hold an Eldritch Blast.
All right, you cast forth the energy of the Eldritch Blast as it starts to build.
And I don't want the trigger to be like he attacks us. I want it specifically to be if he goes after Simon.
Okay, sounds good. You mean just Caliban, or do you mean anyone?
Anyone.
Okay, sounds good. The other thing that just occurred to me, guys, that is actually fascinating. Held action attack with extra attack is not as good as an Eldritch Blast, because I think when you hold an Eldritch Blast, you hold the energy, you cast the spell, right? That means you make multiple attacks if you have the multi-ray thing off of it.
So next level.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I don't yet, but that's good to know.
Alrighty, so essentially you're just trying to trigger it so that you don't have disadvantage, right? That's what you're trying to say mechanically. Like you're trying to make that attack before something steps into 5 feet of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically.
Sounds good. Alrighty, that brings us to the Trogs. As they rush forward, they're gonna try to get through here, and as they try to get through here, Lyra, your attack goes off. Meanwhile, Casaria, go ahead and make me an athletics or acrobatics check as you're trying to keep this creature back.
Oh shit. Alright. Why Hold on.
I believe in your -1 strength.
Hey, I got acrobatics though.
Ooh! As the creature tries to get through but can't, it pushes itself over here and just tries to make attacks against you. All right, first is the bite attack, Asaria. That is going to be a miss, and then a claw attack against you. And that is going to be a hit on you as you take 3 points of slashing damage. Now, did you make your? Oh, go ahead and make your Eldritch Blast attack if you would.
Which blast.
Because that happened as it's trying to push through. Casaria and Rhodas kind of link arms with each other, and you fling it back. As that is 10 points of force damage. God damn, that's good. Still alive, though.
No.
Sorry, guys.
Oh, it's all good. Alrighty, that is going to bring us to this creature. Also going to try to push past you, Casaria. Go ahead and make me, again, acrobatics or athletics, up to you. Ooh, the Trog rolled well. You didn't roll well enough for it to not come through, as it's able to get through and tries to get at Simon. Is going to have to make another one as an action to try to get past. Well, at this point, you attacked one. Lyra, it's going to attack you. First attack with a bite is, of course, going to be a natural 20. and that is going to be 7 points of damage. Go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw if you would.
Sure.
All right, easy peasy. Your Hex is still active. And then the claw attack comes in on you, and that is going to be... Let me double check. That is also going to be a hit for another 4 points of slashing damage. Another Constitution saving throw, please.
Got it.
Ooh, no. You don't have a Warcaster, right?
Nope.
Alrighty.
Don't.
As sadly Hex disappears, that is going to bring us to Rhodas. You are absolutely surrounded in a good and a bad way. What would you like to do?
What does it seem like the troglodytes are trying to get at?
Oh shit.
Or to
Simon, without a question. They're definitely trying to get to Simon. It seems like after Lyra attacked one of them, they also seem to see her as an offensive entity as well. The first thing that you... Or let me double check actually. Hold up. I gotta check something with that one. You are for now able to kind of hold back your disgust as the stench of the troglodytes is pushing forth, wafting into you.
I think I want to throw Simon to the troglodytes.
Oh no! Oh no! The Ephraim react phase. I'm gonna have to turn that into an emoji one eventually.
It was very. This is fine.
In character, Rhodas was just nearly mauled under a pile of troglodytes, and he does not want to die in that way.
All right. Do you want to rage too, or?
I'm thinking about it.
You do see. So I will give you this. Like, even though this one is kind of hard to see from where you're at, if you are able to bring it down, like it's pretty close to being dead.
No, I just don't think we're gonna get through all of them.
That's why that weapon master comes in handy.
That's true. So I'm going. Then should I recklessly attack? They'll probably get flanking anyway.
I mean, currently you can't really be flanked, so that's the nice part.
That's true. Okay, I am going to bonus action rage.
Okay,
So we
sounds
can
good.
start with that. So here's my rage.
Consideration for that one, just to throw it out and remind you, if you rage now, that means you won't be able to use your Great Weapon Master bonus action attack. But, totally up to you.
But it means he has resistance to all of their attacks.
Ultimate damage, that's what I'm worried about.
Both have their advantages. Both have their advantages. I'm not going to pretend otherwise.
On the next turn, after they start attacking all of us, then you can Great Weapon Master.
That absolutely is true.
Oh. Okay, I am going to attack. I suppose it's on.
All right,
so to
which one
speak.
would you like to hit? One that has been...
The one that's near death, yep.
You don't want to save that one?
Has already had its turn.
That's true.
Oh, the one
That's a good meta consideration. If there was such
that's
thing as
why
meta inspiration points, you'd get them right now, Damon.
one on the left, to the left of me.
Alrighty, this one right here. All right, awesome. Go ahead and make your attack. And you said that was reckless or not?
Not for this
Awesome.
one because I'm not going to be able to get the extra anyway.
Sounds good.
So I
Go
will
for
make
it.
My normal attack with my great sword. Ooh, good roll anyway.
Ooh, very good roll.
Into a 20.
You hack
Nice.
into
Those
it.
dirty 20s all over the place.
Pull out the blade out of its shoulder as it kind of just hisses at you. Not dead yet. Unless you would like to move, which is going to be a whole mess. But if you want to try that, you certainly can.
We get 2 opportunity attacks, right?
Potentially 3 because there's this guy too.
I was thinking about moving here. I think I have to move. Yeah.
Right.
So I'm going. Well. Yeah, I'm going to move here and take the 2 opportunity attacks.
2 attacks of opportunity. The first one, miss. Second one, also a miss. Ooh,
Nice.
Lucky on that one.
Rhodas very dexterously slips away from combat.
Brodus the Brodus.
Why is it I feel like he just stepped right over me like I wasn't there?
Because I mean that's pretty much what
There
probably
we
would have
go.
happened here. Let's
He's
be
just
real.
so dexterous.
That's
That's
your
the
job.
thing.
Yeah, he got
He
Diego
just
Uproad.
pirouetted right by. He's like one of those football players that does ballet.
He kind of like puts a hand on your head flop, as he steps over you. He's like, "Excuse me, Lyra," and kind of steps across as two claw attacks try to come in behind you. You don't care. Alrighty, cool. I
Move.
believe unless you want to move more, end a turn.
No, because I don't want another opportunity attack. I'm good.
I will say, I mean, Brissa, it looks like after Rhodas attacking things, Lyra attacking things, would you like to use your held action now?
Not yet, because I don't really want to die versus these two trogs that are probably really really strong when I can potentially do a channel divinity later. So I'm still just gonna cower in the corner, I guess, right now.
All right, sounds good. That is going to bring us to this troglodyte over here, who thankfully now has a place to go. Just because that's such a tight squeeze, and I started doing that for you guys, we've just got linebacker Kasaria right there, keeping shit back. So it's going to try to squeeze into that space. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics or athletics check if you'd like. Not
Nope.
enough. It is able to push through. It kind of like jumps onto the back of the other two troglodytes and just jumps into that space. As it's going to attack Simon there. First attack with the bite is going to be a hit, I believe. Yep. Do you have shield? No.
I do not.
Alrighty, that's going to be 4 points of piercing damage with the bite. And then after that, a claw attack as well. Another hit, 4 points of slashing damage, and that is the end of its turn. Ooh, now we're getting into the brutes. This brute is going to rush forward and, again, also tries to make an attack against you there, Simon. First attack is going to be the bite. Another hit. Last attack is going to be the claw, and we've got a miss on that one. Alrighty, as the brute kind of goes forward, Yanni, you're in the... You're, like, think back to college when you were in mosh pits for the first time, or maybe in high school. I don't know when your first mosh pit was, but there's all of these...
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, compared to you, towering creatures kind of pushing and jostling you around. What do you do?
Same.
All right, I'm gonna.
Pregnant pause.
This might be the dumbest thing I do, but I'm gonna
Thunder
I'm gonna
wave.
poof.
Oh.
I should have taken that damn spell. I think if I did my math right, I can Misty Step to here.
Let me
Yes.
see where your thingamajiggy is. That
Down
is
next to Brissa.
35. You can be directly right there.
35. Or I could be here and not be adjacent to anything.
Correct. You can. So funny enough, you can make it here, but you can't make it here.
No, that's fine. I think I just missed a diagonal, probably.
All right, sounds good. Is that what you do? Poof. Alrighty.
I'm gonna go to this one just to have as much space as
Well,
I can. or
okay,
this
so
one,
you-
whichever one the
yeah.
furthest was.
You teleport to that one, and then you can take one extra step if you'd like.
Well, I can take 6 extra steps if I'd like. Because I haven't moved yet. Then I'll move
Everything
over
starts attacking Yanni for no apparent reason.
there. I look at Brissa. Are we doing this?
I don't even know what's happening. I don't even know how it got here.
Who are you?
Uh, okay. Shit. I'm gonna hold my action
Yep.
to attack anybody with my bow that attacks me or Brissa.
Okay, sounds good. As you're just like putting up the bow, which is going to bring us to another troglodyte's turn. Kasaria, linebacker, you get to try to hold back another one. rolled pretty well. Oh, but you're able to keep it out as it's like trying to push through. It's kind of like this rugby match going back and forth. And Kasari, you're just like somehow able to like, no! As your snakes just kind of hiss and spark against some of the creatures. You're able to keep the one that is trying to get in out for the time being. Alrighty, that is going to take its turn because it can't make attacks from back there. Alrighty, another brute is going to rush forward and kind of stand right there. Brissa, you get an attack of opportunity if you would like it.
I guess I'll take the attack of opportunity on this one.
Oh,
You could also
right.
take your
Go for it.
reaction.
Oh, you did take your... Well,
No, she didn't use
You
it.
could use your reaction either way.
oh,
she did it.
shit, for the natty
then
20.
I guess I will smite it then.
Oh, shit. All right, go for it.
Nice. Damn.
I gotta
Double
change
though,
that.
right?
I'm gonna change that back over to the actual spells because... Did you mark down the spell slot yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I got you. I'll actually throw you one in the spell thing, so you can just click on that, and then you'll be able to upcast it a little bit easier. 25 points of damage as you just kind of cut it into the back.
Doesn't the smite
2d8
get
would
doubled
be
too?
doubled.
Yeah, my smite should get doubled too.
Roll me 2 more d8. It's true. Oh boy.
Damn.
All right, for a total of 39 points of damage, you annihilate this brute right here, and it is dead. All right, which is going to bring us to Troglodyte.
So I guess we're doing this. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah. All right. Fucking Jesus. Sorry, make me another. This is ridiculous.
We believe in you, Kasaria. Oh
No.
Oh.
Can I use my inspiration on that?
Before they roll, you can call it out. You have to call it out before you roll. As the creature is somehow able to jump from back to back of the troglodytes completely above you, Kasari, you kind of like almost wipe out in the blood that is starting to form there, and looks around. And at this point, actually, is probably just very excited to kill any and all of you guys. So I'm going to roll for it. And of course, it's Simon. So that's going to be a bite attack on Simon. First one is a miss. Claw attack against Simon. And that one is a hit for 3 points of slashing damage. Simon is still up for one. Alrighty. Simon, I actually forgot to account that you were still under the effects of poison. So when you did your little yeet trick with the mage hand, you should have had disadvantage on that. I don't know if we did that last week or not, but remember, for now, you are still poisoned. All right. That brings us finally to Kesaria.
I'll try and help Simon out by at least throwing a thorn whip on the one that's right in front of him and just attack him and pull it closer to me. No,
Alrighty.
no, that ain't gonna do shit.
The one right there.
Yeah.
So because it can't physically move any closer to you, it doesn't happen. However, what you do, you kind of reach out your hand as suddenly the thorn whip appears in your hand. You reach it out, it wraps itself around the neck, and you kind of yeet it back a little bit, but it can't move more than that. That is still 5 points of piercing damage, as 11 was enough to hit it.
Oh. Okay.
Good to know.
Could I like strength check it next turn and try to beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker?
That is a fantastic idea. If you were Rhodas, I would be much more about it because you can grapple someone as a bonus action and then try to smack him. It's an interesting improvised weapon. I'll give you that.
Fair.
You probably have more like just biting a motherfucker to death. Anything that you have left as a bonus action? No more spell slots, huh?
Yeah, no, I have no spell slot, so that's it.
All right, because Zarya enters the fray. Oh boy. All right, that is going to bring.
Oh wait,
us...
I guess I could wild shape, couldn't I?
Ooh, that is a wait. Can you wild shape as a bonus action yet?
I'm pretty sure it is. Let me double check.
No,
Only for
it's
moon druids.
yep. Circle
Oh
of
wait,
the
no,
moon.
it's an action. Never mind.
Yeah, only moon druids can bonus action.
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking about that. My bad.
All good, all good. All right, this one is going to rush in, and since you're a target now, it's going to just try to attack you, Casaria. Interestingly enough, it has advantage on the attack because of the the flanking here. Yep. However, it also is looking at 3/4 cover because it's trying to attack you, kind of like clawing around the corner, getting at you. All right, first attack.
Wouldn't Rotus cancel the advantage?
No, because the advantage is built this way. Advantage is always diagonal.
Oh, I can't see that one. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Hey, if I click off, it's
Barely
there.
see that.
I thought it was the one right in front of her.
Alrighty,
bad.
that sadly is a hit because your AC is very sad at the moment too. And the other one is also a hit for a total of 8 points of piercing and slashing damage between the two. Actually, I take my dirty lies back because... Hold on. So it had advantage on the first attack, which I forgot to roll. So I'm taking both of those numbers, reduced by 5 because it's 3/4 cover. First attack is a miss. And then with advantage on the claw attack... That sadly is going to be a critical, which is going to do 8 points of damage anyway. But the first one was a miss because of the cover that you currently have. Which brings us to round number 2. All right, Crane, you are up. It looks like most of them are not currently focusing in on you. However, it's a shit show everywhere else. What do you do?
I want to turn to this one and basically continue the act that I'm putting on, or Crane is putting on.
I'll let you know, but at this point, it seems like it's getting to the point you're gonna need a miracle, and it will have to be the king. Otherwise, like individual ones, probably not going to work. Like they seem to be too simplistic minded to do anything that would potentially, unless you magically compel them to do that, to do anything against the king.
So, as Crane turns and says to this creature, do you really want to die here? Do you all want to die here? She's going to cast on that one specifically, Discordant Whispers. It's a little louder than a whisper, but the point still stands. I'd like to use my inspiration to give it disadvantage on its save.
Let me double check. I think inspiration only applies to you.
No, you can't use it on other people.
No, that's
Didn't you
lucky.
just say we could use it to another person if we call it
You
before the
can-
roll?
You can share it with another player.
Yeah.
Oh, another player. Okay, then it just rolls.
Alrighty. As it tries to resist that, it is able to, still taking half damage from that,
Great.
however.
And does not have to move. Great. That's it.
Alright, cool. Do you want to move? Do you want to stay where you're at?
Do I want to move?
And you didn't quicken that, did you?
No, I don't have any sorcery points left. I could use a bonus action to get one sorcery point back, but it's not worth it. I'm good.
Alright.
Okay.
Awesome. That brings us to another one of the brutes. This one is going to... Oh, shit. Okay. This one is flanking against you now. Since you had attacked something, it is going to change course and make a bite attack against you. First one is a hit, and you
Cool.
being Crane.
Bring it on, come on.
6 points of piercing damage. Second
That's nothing.
attack with a claw is going to be a miss. Actually, god damn, that was a shit roll. As it's just like kind of bites into your shoulder. You're like, "Oh, get off of me!" And you push it back. The claw kind of like trying to get at you as you push it back. Leaves it off there as well. Actually, you get an attack of opportunity, Crane, as it kind of puts itself in front of its king somewhat. So if you have any kind of a
Okay.
melee weapon, you can use that. Do you have Warcaster?
No and
Okay.
no.
Don't you have your charisma powered punches or something?
You do have charisma
Wasn't that
powered
how it
No,
works?
punches.
I dropped that. I dropped it.
No, you still have charisma powered punches. That's just your subclass.
Oh, I do. Yeah, excuse me. Charisma powered things to strength weapon attacks. Yeah.
So you can just make a
So I'll just do
charisma
a-
check.
Charisma check. Heck yeah. I
Alrighty, sadly that is going to be a miss as you try to punch
get
that
out
thing
of
with
here.
it's just like a beautiful
Right,
backhand
I'm
that it
trying
is
to
able to
kick.
dodge underneath, yeah. Alrighty, that's going to be the Brute's turn. This Trog is going to go for Casaria. Doesn't have advantage because of Rhodas there. Alrighty, first attack with the bite is going to be a hit. Second attack with the claw is going to be a miss. Alrighty, so 3 points of piercing damage on you, Casaria. Brissa, it's your turn.
Alright, I will go up and stand on top of his chair.
Alrighty.
And then I will just roar at the top of my lungs, and channel my divinity, hopefully, prayerfully.
Do you ever feel?
What's the radius of that?
60 feet.
60 feet.
Go ahead and use it really quick if you wouldn't mind. Alright, cool.
Enough.
I am the
So
Lizard Queen.
good. So freaking good.
60 feet.
So
Damn.
that's literally everything that you can see. Minus the shadow. We don't talk about that shadow. Right, let me go through these.
It's not even things that I have
Yeah,
to be
it's
able
just
to see.
aware of.
It's just that anyone that can basically hear me roar.
Aware of Brissa.
Yeah.
This is great. Like, Crane tried to do this and it was nothing, and then Briss is like,
Yeah. All right. Caliban and his attendant are terrified.
Nice.
Do you include Simon? Just kidding.
Yes.
Terrifies.
Just dirty. Poor Simon is getting piled on. All right.
No,
Afraid.
it's a joke. I like Simon.
Afraid.
One thing
Do I
to
need
note.
to make that saving throw? Do I need to make that saving throw?
No, I think they're just messing with you.
One thing to note about frightened is that if they hear you, like they're probably in that range, I agree that they would be frightened, but the actual effect of like only having disadvantage on their rolls can only happen if they can see you.
Yep.
I'm standing
You
on the
got
ground. They can all see me.
everyone. Seriously, they all fail. Holy shit.
yes.
Ooh, I was thinking like at least one would save, but no, they're all terrified. As Brissa just jumps upon the throne, it's just like, and it's just like shaking. You see dust kind of come down. There's actually a crack that kind of forms at the top. And as they're all just like, even Caliban is just like, kill it. At
Bow
the
down
end,
to the new Dragonlords.
And if you see Yanni behind her, he's all like,
oh man, what an epic moment. Now, yeah, Reza, you wanna just draw that as fan art, right? As that is going to be part of what you do. Do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, I don't really have any good bonus actions, so that shall be it for now.
All right, sounds good. Simon, all of these creatures are cowering, certainly, but still a threat. What would you like to do?
All right. Simon knows of Dragonlords, right?
Oh, Simon knows. What does Simon say?
Simon recognizes Brissa as a young Dragonlord.
Yo.
All right. Well, we'll start by disengaging.
Alrighty.
Can I move through?
I attack Brissa.
So if you want to move through that space, because those two are adjacent now, that's what I was talking about. So if you're trying to get through, you're going to have to get through that blockage, which is going to be an action or a bonus action to try to break through. That can be an acrobatics or athletics check.
They also have disadvantage on
Can
attack
I
rolls, so
try to jump over this one?
go for it.
With still disengaging.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is, like, if you want to, it'll probably be an action bonus action for you. Bonus action disengage because you're a rogue, action to try to vault across.
Okay, that's fine.
Alrighty, go and make me an acrobatics check.
I'm going to use my inspiration because I have 1 HP.
And where are you trying to end up again?
On the other side of the brute.
Oh, right here, you mean? Oh, row?
Wrong brute.
Over here.
Yeah, you clicked the wrong thing because you have disadvantage because you are. So
But
that
I
is a.
used my inspiration.
Okay, so then it would be straight because you're still poisoned. So the natural 2 that you rolled is going to be the one that you actually rolled, sadly. As with a 5, let's see. This thing also has disadvantage, so let's see how it rolls. Rolls a natural 1 for a total of 5 as well. There's no such thing as a critical fail on that. I'm going to resolve this. Normally, if you match... Yeah, if it meets, it beats you technically. But here, roll me a D100 because we're getting into wonky rule territory anyway. So roll me a D100 and see if you can beat this thing. Oh my god. It gets a 92. As you're just like, you guys are kind of pushing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's just like, no! And kind of keeps you in that place there. Action, bonus action.
It still used my bonus action.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
So no, I can't dodge or anything.
Nope.
All right, he'll look over at Brissa and say, "I know you don't know who I am, but this mountain has serviced your kinds for, well, since the crust was formed. My family helped create the very forge which ensconced your ancestors in their armor. I would very much like to live. If you could help with that, it would be much, much appreciated."
And in 4 rounds, he's going to hear all of that speech. I'm just kidding. As you say that, that is going to be the end of your turn, which is going to bring us to the king, who continues to just shout at the others, "Get them! Get them! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! She's bad! I don't like her! Stop it!" He's going to continue just dodging, cowering in the corner there, and gets to make another wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn, and is able to break out of the fear.
How does dodge affect grapple checks?
I don't think it does. I think it only... Let me double check. Blah, blah, blah.
Back row.
I mean,
And
grapple kind of takes the place of one of your attack, technically, but I don't think that...
But it's a skill check. But it doesn't make sense if you're dodging that.
It's a special attack action.
And to answer your question, Ephraim, no, because a skill check is not a saving throw. Alrighty, so ends its turn there. However, Lyra, you're up next.
Okay. What are the rules on if I want to, like, not hand someone a potion, but actually, like, give
Speed
someone
them.
a potion?
It's a full action. If you want to do it for yourself, it's a bonus action. I do like that from the Matt Mercer rules. But yeah,
I just wasn't sure the actual rule at all, honestly. So.
Yeah, the actual rule is any potion usage is action, even if you feed it someone else. But in this one, it's a little bit in your favor if you want to take it yourself. Bonus action if you want to give it to someone else. Action, like actually feed them.
Yeah. Okay. I will try. Damn it. Because all of these troglodytes are gonna hit Simon before he gets another chance to run away. I'm gonna give Simon my heroism potion.
Like force feed it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, as you're in the middle of this beautiful speech, pointing towards Brissa, as suddenly there's just like the top of a potion bottle just and you kind of look over.
Is it working?
Oh man! All right, go ahead. Remind us what that does.
He gets 10 temporary hit points, and for an hour he's under the bless spell. I can click it if you want me to click it.
That would be awesome because then it will also consume it.
Yeah. Go.
Almost as
Didn't
good
we
as a
do
heal.
For an hour. Kasaria has the other ones, I think.
Sure do.
She gave me one because she thought I would need it, and here I am just sacrificing it.
Simon,
Um,
with your passive perception, you do notice that now that it's kind of completely drunk out, there seem to be little flecks of gold kind of swimming in there, and you finish it off, and you can see where the cork had been pulled out on the inside, on the underside of the cork itself is a little lightning bolt stamped onto that, which is interesting, as that is the symbol of Sidon.
well, now I'm mad and I throw it. No,
Root on the ground. You're not part of Sidon's system. Yeah.
and then I will. Because I still have a bonus action, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll Misty Step.
Alrighty.
I
You already used your innate Misty Step.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
I
You
still
have
had one.
Charm Person and Thrall left as far as innate.
Oh, I thought I still had it. Well, then never mind. I don't do that. That was a lie. I would have done that.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a good choice if you have it. Boy.
Well. then I
You,
don't
as she
have
kind of
bonus
pulls
action.
the potion bottle out of your mouth, she's like, oh, shit.
I got health though, so I'm just gonna move.
Health for days. All right, so attacks of opportunity. Got it. These are going to be at disadvantage, so that is good. And no flanking. So, first attack with disadvantage is a miss. Second attack with disadvantage is actually a hit on you. And then, I mean, yeah, so if you move there, that's going to be 2 attacks of opportunity. Do you want to
I'm gonna
move?
keep going.
Yeah, either way, you're going to
I
get
wanna-
that third attack of opportunity. You take 6 points of
Yeah.
slashing damage from that attack. And then another claw attack with disadvantage is going to be another hit. Ooh, 7 points of slashing damage. And then you're here at the very least.
We collectively
And that-
suck at wisdom and
that's-
armor class.
Yeah. Not all your fault. You guys are not that high level yet.
That's 10 feet, right?
Yep.
Or is it 15?
Yep,
Okay.
that's 10.
Um.
I have a feeling that by the end of the
Here?
session, this is going to be a master class of like how to take the terrain and try to make it advantageous to you. You can absolutely make it there. You can even make it back into this corner if you really want to.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, let's go there.
Alrighty, sounds good.
That's it. That's all I do.
As you
That's
cower
great.
behind
That's
the
enough
bodyguard.
for Simon to get around.
Alrighty, cool. That brings us to the Trogs. This guy can only attack Kasaria. Is going to try and do that. He can't currently see Brissa from where he's at. So he's going to make those straight. First attack against Kasaria is going to be a miss. Second attack against Kasaria is going to be, oh my god, another miss. Then it gets to make a wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn. Does not pop out of the fear. This Trog is going to... Oh, man, which way? It's its reaction back. Ro. Heads or tails?
Yes. Heads.
Alrighty. It is going tails, so that means it is going to attack you, which is favorable to you guys. Okay, first attack with disadvantage on that bite is going to be a natural 1. Second attack with the claw is going to be a natural 2, as that is the end of its turn. Wisdom saving throw, and natural 2 for that save as well. Rodus, it's your turn.
It's not moving away.
No, it's just standing right there. They don't have to
This is
move. They just can't move closer.
Can't move close. Yeah, that what he said.
Thanks, Damon. I appreciate a good codium. All right, Ro. You don't have advantage on the attack because it's a whole conga line there, but yeah, what would you like to do?
I'm thinking I want to back further into the room.
I forgot that you still have the light going. Here, let me increase the intensity a
All
little
Pride
bit.
Month.
God.
The hilt of my sword still having a dance party.
If we had the
see
right to it, I
everything.
would throw on some Wick music because that movie is absolutely phenomenal with its
Proud
nightclub music.
Brave. I'm going to disengage with my action.
Well, here's another thing that you can think of. This guy right here looks pretty close to death, and you could try and swing away and kind of move upward. So you can certainly back up and try to hold the line there. I think that's a smart decision. I just want to call out, you do see that one looks pretty rough next to Simon.
It's more like I'm going to go try to take the king hostage. And...
Oh, that is smart. I will shut up now.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to disengage with my action.
Sounds good.
I'm going to go all the way back here. Can I get through this guy? Or actually, I'll just move here first. That's 15 feet. And then if I can, I'd like to get here. Is that possible?
Yes.
Okay.
You essentially do a little dance. Make a little love.
Oh,
Oh,
now you're
God.
gone forever.
No, I'm out of the universe.
world.
Sorry.
Oh my God.
And I am going to try to grab King Caliban and like hold him hostage with my greatsword.
Go for it.
So I will make my. He should have disadvantage on this check, right? Oh no, he's out of frightened now. He failed. He succeeded. Okay, so
Can I use my inspiration to give Rodus advantage?
Sure.
I'll do that.
nice. Right before I rolled it.
He
too.
already has advantage. He's raging.
Oh, he is raging.
you
That's
already
true.
have
You don't have to
Oh,
use
right. Never mind.
it. Good call out, though.
It's a check, right?
hmm
Strength check.
So
Okay.
hold Alt as you click on Athletics. It's an
Oh,
athletics check, actually.
Sorry, yep.
I forgot you did rage.
Ooh,
Nice.
even though he
So-
rolled pretty well, you roll better as you are able to grapple him in place. Very nice.
And if I can say anything, I'll just say like call them off, like simply.
That's more like a full action, like what Crane had to do. So we'll get there.
I did a lot that turn, so
You kind of dodge out of the way of those who run over and kind of put King Caliban against the wall there. All right, that is going to bring us to this Trog. I mean, he has two tasty choices. Justin, heads or tails?
Tails.
All right. Heads it is, which means he is going to go for Simon on that one. Bite attack. It's going to be a miss. Claw. Also a miss. As that just kind of sparks up against your shield that you're carrying. Gets to make a wisdom saving throw at the end. Forgot about that. Still afraid. And this would have been at disadvantage, so I rolled those straight. This guy is going to... Ephraim, heads or tails?
Tails.
All right, tails it is. Is going to make the attacks against Crane. Bite attack is going to be a miss. Claw attack with disadvantage is going to
Of course it is.
be a hit. 5 points of slashing
Bring it
damage
on, come
against
on.
Crane. Wisdom saving throw, and that's a natural one. Yanni, it's your turn.
All right. Yanni's gonna step up here and yell at all of them.
Okay.
Rota, son of Peter, is taking the king hostage! Flee this place!
Nothing of that. I got nothing of that.
Something place.
Sorry,
just clipped
There's
your,
a lot
I
of that.
totally clipped the mic, didn't I?
your
Yeah.
emotion was there. we
Imagine,
The
imagine me
feeling is
yelling
there.
it. Imagine me yelling it. Rota, son of Peter, has taken your king hostage. Flee this place!
Flee this place. That's the only part I missed. I got you, Damon. I got it all.
Alrighty. Is that just an intimidation check against everything?
That's kind of what I was intending. I don't know if there's a better thing, but I don't have any magic-y thing if that's what you're asking.
Alright, go ahead and make me an intimidation check.
I'm gonna make it blind, just for fun.
Alrighty.
We'll give him my inspiration die.
Actually, I have my own
Okay.
inspiration, and I'm gonna use it just
Sweet.
because fun.
Thought about it too.
Okay, note it.
And I rolled blind, so
We love to not see it.
Alrighty, as you end your turn there, right?
Yeah, I don't have anything bonus action. Actually, I'm gonna retrace my. Well, I'm gonna pull back as far as I can, which I think would be about there. But yeah.
Yeah, you can go up, I think, all the way back here. Let me double check. No, you can go up. Yep. Alrighty, as the one on the back just like and starts running.
Nice.
I guess I'll make his wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn. Alrighty. This one finds itself in a pretty choked up situation. Moves this way. You can try to stand in the way if you'd like to, Casaria. Do you let him go
Wait.
through, or do you block the path?
It's moving in front of, like, to Simon?
No, away from.
It's fleeing.
Oh, no, I'm gonna let it go.
All right, you both get attacks opportunity if you want them.
Sure.
Okay, the
That
snake
ain't
hair is a
gonna do
miss.
shit.
Straight, right?
Mm-hmm. No, that's with disadvantage.
But as it's leaving, it's passing through a flanked position.
No, it's not. Like the actual squares have to be. I see what you're saying there. It's creative.
Yeah.
All right, a 15 is a hit as that kills that one. All right, Casaria, it's your turn. However, you see the other ones as they're just like all turning to leave. That one gets like the spear through the front of the head. They're all just like. Seems like they're probably not going to turn away now. Casaria, it's your turn.
Let's see.
Oh, sorry, Simon. That should have been with disadvantage.
It was.
You rolled a single die.
I thought.
I'm gonna go ahead and attack this one with snake hair.
All right, a 5. Sorry about that.
It would still
12.
be,
Oh, wait.
A 12 would have been a hit.
10, 12, yeah.
Alrighty, 16, and you're attacking this one right here, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, that is a hit as it dies.
And I don't really have anything for a bonus action.
Casaria the tank.
Sorry, is totally holding the line back there. No question about it. Oh, man.
Although in hindsight, I probably should have wild shaped, because then I would have had more health.
You could pop that other heroism potion.
It's true.
That's an action.
No, it's a bonus
No,
action
you
if you
take
do
it
it for
yourself.
yourself.
Oh, alright, yeah, I'll do that.
One yard.
One thing that you guys can watch, and we should do a counter for this one. When Damon co-DMs, he takes a sip. I want to see a
It's
counter
his
from
bell.
chat.
It's his victory tell.
It is a victory gulp. Alrighty, as that gives you 10 temp HP, and you are now under the effects of Bless spell. Now, don't forget, if you immolate something, you can give Bless to all creatures with around you. So don't forget about that.
Yeah, I know.
Alrighty,
I just
cool.
didn't use Produce Flame.
Exactly.
So, I do have a question about that, David.
Yeah.
Since I was reading through all of that stuff, it
Yeah.
doesn't specifically say you have to use Produce Flame. It says the Circle of Sacrifice gives you Produce Flame as a cantrip, but the immolation just says if you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you can give everyone Bless.
Well, I
Link
would've
it really
used my
quick for
bonus
me
action
again.
Anyway. I still would have used my bonus action anyway.
I don't think it takes an action.
No,
It's just if
yeah.
you reduce it, you can do it a number of times
good to
equal
know.
to your Wisdom score.
All right, so here's the language.
take a sip.
Whenever you reduce a creature to 0 hit points, you may choose to immolate them as a sacrificial offering. As the creature is engulfed in fire, you and every ally within 60 feet of the immolated creature gains the effect of Bless for 1 minute, without concentration. It's so good. You may use this feature a number of times equal to your Wisdom modifier. So yeah, that could have triggered now.
Okay, sure.
Alrighty, so as suddenly there's just like the snakes all go into it, suddenly you see where they pull out. The poison itself seems to kind of turn into this weird oily mass that suddenly this green fire just starts burning up into the actual ceiling of the cave, as it's every creature you can see, right, within 60 feet.
I
So
believe
good.
so.
All of you guys pick up Bless.
Heck, yes.
Also, Justin, I failed to mention this earlier, but that also lets you add your wisdom modifier to your produce flame, so produce flame is now currently your strongest hitting cantrip. Anyway.
That's like an Alan outro. If you guys have ever seen those, like, anyways. Alrighty, this Trog is going to try to make attacks against you now, Casaria. First attack is going to be a miss. Second attack with disadvantage. Ooh, you just dodged a natural 20, is also miss. Tries to make its save at the end of its turn. And is able to get out of the fear. Top of round 3. Crane, you get to go.
I want to start clearing the path. So, last knife mage armor. Oh, actually, um, does it seem like Casaria? Does it seem like Casaria? Justin. Does it seem like Casaria is like heading into a transformation now, or you don't know if you're going to do that yet?
I don't have any spells, so it might behoove me to.
Okay. In that case, Ice Knife will work. Oh, I might hit you. I don't want to do that. You target and each creature within 5 feet, so it would hit you. I don't want to do that. Excuse me. Acid Splash then. Let's go classic Acid Splash and get the 2... diagonal. Oh, diagonal works, right?
Yeah, it just says within 5 feet of each other.
Within 5 feet of each other. Beautiful. So I'll get the 2 closest to me. This uninjured one and the barely injured one. With
These two?
Boiling Bomb. Hey, heck yeah.
Those two, yeah.
6 on the damage. Yes, excuse me, the 2 closest to me, not including the brute.
All right, they both fail, taking 6 points of acid damage.
Heck yeah.
Still kicking. All right, anything else?
I'm stressed. Making my stomach hurt.
I'll just keep going with the momentum of the group and call over my shoulder to the king and say, this could all be over, either with your head or us leaving.
Or are you leaving?
Alrighty.
Yeah, or you leaving, that's true.
This brute is going to just make attacks against you, Rotus. Let me see.
No chance.
Spin move. That is a miss for the first attack, and second attack, also a miss. As it's like still kind of looking at Brissa with like this deep-seated fear, like trying to make like side attacks, like
using the king as a shield.
Perfect.
He's like, don't attack me! Don't hurt me!
Ooh, yeah.
Oh.
Can I take my reaction? Thank you. Because I totally forgot about that.
Go ahead.
Welcome.
All right, 0 for 1 on the Codium. 0 for 1.
But I'm blessed. So I
Wait,
got
at what point is it helping my party, and at what point is it a co-DM? I'm going to try and refrain from answering questions that are DM questions, but
totally, Roger.
Seems like if you just
12.
You no longer get the David judgment.
30 years of bad habits. Sorry.
12 is sadly a miss, Brissa.
Ooh. Brissa, you should
But
have
he's
seen it.
blessed. Oh wait, that was the bus.
Yep.
Otis was killing everything while you were just sick on the ground.
Alrighty, that is going to bring us to the end of his turn as he tries to save out of that. And that's going to be a fail on the save against Frightened. This creature is still frightened, but is going to lay into Casaria. Now, because it is flanking, these are going to be straight attacks. First attack on the bite is going to be a hit, and then the claw attack is going to also be a hit because of that 12 AC. Goddamn, girl. All right, that's going to be a total of 10 points of damage. Good thing that you took that potion. Gets to make the save at the end of its turn, and is able to save against the feared effect. As you hear another hissing from the other side of the room, kind of coming from here.
What?
Mhm.
Where?
Just somewhere
Above
from the
us?
northeast. You're not quite sure. Brissa.
All right, I will. It's only like 10 feet there, so or I don't know if I want to get advantage on him or not, because then if I do, they might not be able to see me anymore. I guess they can't come closer. I gotta move there. Yeah, I can still see him. All
You
right,
could move back afterwards, right?
that's true. That's true. And then I will glaive them. Glaive the not the king, because he's unless is the king like does the dodge like is he still dodging?
Still dodging. Yep.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if the grapple like
Like
is it just like dodging inside of
Like he's just aggressively gyrating inside of that grapple.
crazy.
I'll get the non-dodging one then.
Rodus and the king are basically dancing at the club under this disco
But I
light.
get to roll another d20 because I forgot to roll with advantage. Oh wow, that's it.
Wow.
All right, well, that was sad.
Oh boy.
Still feeling the effects of that sickness, huh?
And you know that even with a yeah, the D4 wouldn't have helped. However,
There
a
it
natural
is.
20 is a natural 20. Would you like to smite or no?
No, not on. Oh, yeah, because it will still do the bonus
did.
damage. So yes, I will. Did you add a smite to my thing, or?
Oh no, hold up, I'll do it now. Sorry, that's the plight of the DM. You're just trying to aggressively do things fast, waiting for that to populate. For now, just
So
roll a
much more involved with
Yeah.
a VTT than when you're sitting at the table.
seriously. Just roll me 4d8.
Come on, baby.
Ooh.
Oh my
Ooh.
I'm pained. I'm. Oh.
As Rodus just goes, "That's what it feels like." I'm just kidding. Alrighty, so that's going to be 18 points of damage. The creature is very much still alive.
Does my my fighting style also my smite by chance?
No, because
Where
it's
I reroll
only
once.
it's only your weapon dice damage.
Oh, okay. I
Damage
tried.
dice.
All right,
That'd be cool though.
it would be cool.
Then I mean,
Alright.
everybody would play paladins. Like nothing but they can be the phase and the DPS and the caster of the party. Like why pick anything but paladin?
Wait, Brissa's supposed to be the face?
Since it's a stealth campaign.
News to me.
Fuck stealth, right? You just go in and kill things. Alrighty. As is that the end of your turn?
I will step. I have to change back to this one. I will step here at least so that the other ones can start seeing me a little bit more.
You do not get an attack of opportunity. All right, that brings us to Simon.
Oh gosh, I would really like to not be here. Like so much would I like to not be here. I'm gonna disengage now that there's a clear path.
Alrighty, sounds good. And you don't want to disengage as an action or as a bonus action?
I'm gonna do it as a bonus action
All right, roger that.
because I'm feeling ballsy.
Are you feeling lucky?
Ines, is
I
that you?
am. I'm gonna attack this guy.
The king or the guy where Brissat just stood?
The flanking guy.
Flanking guy? Alrighty.
Feeling good.
It's a straight roll right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I use my inspiration,
It's still, even if you stack advantages and disadvantages, as a beta tester for 5.e, you know those just cancel each other out.
all right.
And 19 is a hit though. Sneak attack.
Thanks, damage.
All right, for 19 points of damage, you're able to kill the bodyguard. All right, that was your movement, action, bonus action. I don't think you... Did you take mobile or something like that?
Was that my full movement?
That was your full movement because of diagonals.
And he'll say to Caliban as he moves over, he'll say, King to Brute 7.
Never played Dragon Chess. I mean, I've heard of the concept before, but
As you hear more hissing from around the side there, and another big-ish looking lizard kind of moves forward. This time you see there seem to be slightly differently shaped parts to it, and Casaria, with your passive nature check, you know this must be a female. As she steps up there, is going to make an attack against you though. So that's going to be against Casaria. Bite attack. It's going to be a hit, and a claw attack. That is also going to be a hit. The first one is 6 points of piercing damage. Not enough to bring you down to nothing, so the second attack with 8 points of slashing brings Casaria down to unconscious. Alrighty, as Casaria gets cut into there, it is Caliban's turn. And as he just kind of looks at all of you guys surrounding him, he just goes,
fine! Enough! Enough! Put down your weapons and let's discuss this, the future of what we shall do next. Fair?
and he's just waiting for you guys' response, as we're going to be waiting on what they're going to say after the break. See you guys here very shortly. Woo! This certainly... this has been an interesting 2.5 rounds. We'll see what happens after this. Alrighty. As we are back, of course, the cameras are being a little wonky as per usual. Welcome back. Really quick shout out again. We are being sponsored by Raid today and for the rest of the week. If you guys would like to support the stream, either if you guys have Twitch Prime or something like that, a Tram subscription would be fantastic. We would much appreciate that. You can also follow the channel. We absolutely love and appreciate that as well. We're actually going to have a 200 follower special event that we're still kind of like working out the details for, but if you have any ideas, throw that into chat. And finally, if you want to support us, actually us making some dirty cheese mobile games with a Z money, if you guys want to download Raid, it is actually a pretty fun game. We don't necessarily like
got to level 30.
You guys literally don't have to spend any money on it. It's great. You just do !Raid, download it with the link that you get from the bot, and play through the tutorial. And that is going to support the stream. Finally, if you do follow the channel and we are able to hit 30 people that play Raid through the tutorial, we'll give away a free copy of crap. What is it called again, Tyler?
Wild and the Witchlight.
That one. Alrighty, cool.
The Witchlight.
Fey Wild Adventure.
Alrighty, cool. As we go back in, we kind of leave off on a relatively tense situation. As he just, he being the King Caliban, the little troglodyte king with his little circlet and what looks like a mithril bar as a scepter. It's just like, all right, fine. Back off then, back off. You, take care of her. As you see multiple troglodytes kind of going over in the corner, you are being automatically stabilized.
Go and grab her? Yeah.
Casaria. However, they're all kind of like putting their claws up against her throat as a showing of like, if you guys fuck around,
gotcha.
You will find out.
I mean, can my snakes defend and fuck them out and they find out?
Sadly, they go unconscious just as much as you do. Well, we never got an answer on the digestive tract of a Medusa snake hair. we do know for a fact that the hair also goes unconscious as you go unconscious. Alrighty, in this tense moment, as you guys kind of face down, as we actually jump out of initiative for this, what do you guys do or say in response?
Okay, nobody else has to get hurt. That's it, I'm done.
This is kind of your thing. Talking to people. Lyra.
I think we know that you don't belong here.
What are you talking about? I even have my own shrine, my throne right there. I belong here. I am the king under the mountain.
This is a recent development. You have no historical bearing upon the site.
Oh, but I would like to disagree in the sense that I am establishing recent history. I will have her killed if you keep speaking. I don't care if I die. And you see that there's just insanity now pulsing through his eyes. He knows that you guys are going to be very easily able to overwhelm and kill him, but there's that moment that of just like pure mean-spirited hatred that's just spews forth as he's just like inches away from your face, Simon.
Crane will put a shoulder on Simon, put a hand on Simon's shoulder and say, let us take this one. You take a breather. You're too close to this. And try to push him behind and let maybe Lyra do her thing maybe, or
I will say this,
Rhoda?
Simon, do you let Crane pull you back?
In the spirit of wanting to preserve the last Dragonlord he's seen or heard of in over 500 years, he will.
There's kind of like this meaningful look between Simon. Brissa, you kind of catch this as he's just looking at you. What would you describe the look, the emotion that might be currently flashing across your face, Simon?
You see some sweet Dirty Dancing music going on in Simon's head.
Okay.
A man of culture.
Alrighty.
You
Is
gonna do the lift?
Look, all I'm saying is nobody puts Brissa in the corner.
Put her damn self in the corner.
Sad,
She
bad,
did.
sad. Yeah.
I like that one.
I'll look at Caliban and say, look, clear that even with your army...
Tyler, I don't know if it's just me, but you're also a little quiet. Sorry.
How about now?
Beautiful.
There you go.
Okay.
Am I on the Broadway?
I do a tap dance. Okay.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da-little.
Hello, my baby. Okay. Anyways, I'll say it's clear that even with your army, we are at an advantage, but we don't have to wipe out the rest of you. Nobody has to die. I'm sure we can speak with the nymph and come to a truce. Just tell us what you know about the mountain, and we will try to find a way to get you a place inside of it.
You owe us answers.
Yeah,
Let's,
we did. We also beat your riddle, and fair is fair, and I'm sure you're a man of your word to be a leader of such an army.
An honorable king.
What was?
Very self-aware. So wise.
Yes,
Question?
yes, Damon. Yes.
What was Simon's reaction to Lyra's proposal that we find them a place in the mountain? Was there a visible reaction?
He would have crinkled his nose and breathed in sharply.
Like a Patrick Swayze sort of way.
You sure you want to do that in a room full of trogs? With their stink?
Brissa
already
immediately starts
poisoned.
gagging again.
Brissa will hold out her hand in a friendly motion to Caliban and just be like, that there's no need to fight. If we can work this out, and you and your people can go with your lives, or as we start to rebuild the forge that is contained within this mountain, maybe you could even help us reclaim the forge and help us usher in a new era.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage, Brissa.
Okay. Luckily,
Alright, for a total of, we're in RP mode.
for a total of 19.
Alright. The lizard-like eyes, the slits kind of go from person to person as the kind of like Pride Light is still actively going on in here, of course. Crane is giving the intimidation stance, Brissa is being nice, Simon is crinkling his nose hard, and there you see the gears turning inside of Caliban's head as he's just like,
Yes. You say being here has been good for us. We have. We lived a hard life before. The creatures of the steppes were able to overwhelm us. Some orcs found their way into our old caverns under the hills. We finally found this place. We found respite. I found my mind.
and he kind of just like, my precious dog kind of touches the circlet for a second.
And then I have been able to try to teach my people to ascend like I did. It has been a slow process, but I have hope. The next generation will be able to speak 5 words. Hope.
Well, we could help you in your cause, but ascended people don't put children over fires.
It's all traditions. They
cannot
just
happen.
die, very slowly.
It does seem to me that the greatest
Consider them
tragedy we
dead.
could bestow upon you would not be to kill you, but to take your mind.
And he'll motion at the crown again.
and he's just like hard grasping it. Like he's looking at your tricks.
If they take the crown, kill her.
I am not proposing that. I'm not a fan of your kind,
That's kind of racist.
especially since you introduced yourself to my home without invitation.
You weren't
I
here.
do
It is literally destroyed.
understand that it has provided you respite. And I am not entirely without reason. Without the dwarves here, we will need to man the forges.
And I don't know about you guys, but I think the light of Thylea should shine on all.
Thylea.
Why you can do it like that now?
So, your proposal is, me and my people can continue to live here and, as you called it, man the forges. For you.
Help us, help you. Help us, help you.
Oh, you're talking like a win-win-win situation. I see.
I'm saying I will grant you sanctuary in my mountain, as long as your motives to better your people continue.
Well, I suppose we also will have to discuss better language going forward, as it will be our mountain. No. Since we will cohabitate together.
But
Where-
Under the light of Thylea, yes.
but you do have to stop hunting children now, okay? That is not acceptable. There's plenty of game in the forests and everything nearby the mountain.
What about
say
one annual event, just to keep traditions alive? Just one hunt.
If you want to share the mountain, absolutely none.
No children. No
So,
people.
Adults? How about
To
adults?
learn how to bathe, you also need to bathe.
What? Okay, now you're getting ridiculous.
I mean,
Have
you
you ever
can
met a
defend
troglodyte
yourself.
that bathes?
There's poor ventilation in this mountain, and if you're gonna live here, you're gonna respect it. So I'm gonna need you to bathe.
Make me a persuasion
Just
check
once a
with
day through the
disadvantage, Lyra.
waterfall.
Okay, I also
I
get
will use-
advantage, so I'm gonna roll it with a straight roll.
Does anyone have inspiration that we can use on this?
No, again, you can't stack him.
She already has
I
advantage by
get
default.
it. Yeah.
Siren.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
15.
He kind of looks at you and goes,
Absolutely no deal. Fine, we agree we will no longer hunt men or centaurs or anything that has some type of semblance of sentience. No more children. We'll only eat game and fish, I suppose.
You can kill anything that comes to kill you. You can defend yourself, but no hunting anything with a mind like yours. You know? Easy peasy.
Great.
But
Hey,
also no
everyone has the
stupid
right to
kids
defend
either.
themselves in their own home.
No stupid kids either. You don't get to kill stupid people that wander into the mountain. It has to be a hostile thing.
Meat. You saw through me. Fine. We'll not kill anyone unless they attack us. Happy?
I'm willing to make this mountain a haven.
Oath?
I understand your
Yes.
people have had a hard time given your natural predilection to filth. But there will be some dwarves moving back, you understand. It will, if it is to be our mountain, it truly will be shared.
Fine. Will they live upstairs or downstairs? We kind of like top bunk.
Well, I imagine they would not want to live upwind. So
You're never gonna get the smell out of
upper
these
floors
caves.
are yours.
Yeah, you won't. Fine. We get the upper area. They can live down.
And as the doors do, always down.
Amazing.
We will help teach your people. And we will restore the tradition of the forges.
So can we get our friend back now? She's kind of bleeding out.
You have seen actually one of the female troglodytes had moved over and taken some of her kind of acidic bile and spittle and kind of just rubbed it into the wound of Caesarius, which surprisingly actually closed up the wound. It's gonna make for an ugly ass scar. but it certainly stabilized her. He goes,
We will have to swear the oath.
All the oaths.
I will swear
Simon,
oath.
you can take this one, right?
Of course.
All of you, I know these tricks.
All right, hold on. I'll just pull out a piece of paper and the quill.
Brissa, what were you gonna say?
Brister was just going to say, I will swear the oath on behalf of the party.
Oh God!
I will swear it.
Brissa, shh. Brissa, shh. You
No,
don't need to jump in.
That is acceptable. I
Right.
swear upon an oath as king of the troglodytes under the Mithril Mountain. We will no longer hunt or attack sentient humanoids or the like, such as centaurs. We will only defend ourselves if we are attacked first. We will refrain from even eating them if we find them upon the road. See, that is a free bonus. You like this, yes? We also agree
Put a
to
little
only...
star next to that one.
yeah,
We will only stay in the upper reaches of the mine, make this our home, in exchange for your promise.
and he waits for you to finish the oath.
And as the Light of Thylea, we will promise that you will have safe haven within this mountain. And we will not send anyone to come and wipe you out, and you can live here peacefully alongside the dwarves, as long as you also help us out with the forge and ensuring that it is operable.
And tell us your secrets about the mountain.
And tell us anything you know about the mountain. And, if you are kind enough, share us any treasures that you do not need that you have accumulated.
Right, well, that
As
was
we
not
would
really
bring
part of the
you-
deal. You're kind of overreaching, and I
Your
will have to say you
people
will have to
are-
modify at least knowledge about the mountain. If I swear it, you will have to sit here for hours as I recount the different kinds of rocks I've seen.
What if we throw in, along our adventure, if we come along any more headbands of intellect, we will bring them to you. Any other magic that makes intelligence like that, we will bring it to you.
Well,
Nope.
then, in exchange,
Not if we get the book.
in exchange, we are also going to promise that my people deserve some of the weapons that we will help create. Yes, so that we can defend the mines and ourselves better.
As long as your actions don't contradict our quest, go for gold.
I scribble
Just-
out
just
where
to
I
be clear,
misspelled
it's-
contradict.
Any intelligence enhancing items that I personally do not want.
That's fine.
Just to be clear.
Right. I think it was specifically more Caliban crowns.
No. He said any kind of intelligence-enhancing thing that could be beneficial to the troglodyte tribes that you see before yourselves. I think I heard him pretty
That
clearly
we
there.
bring back. If we use it before we come back, who's to say?
He is not the one making the oath. It is solely upon Brissa.
Yeah.
Oh no, he
Also,
swore for your entire group.
We are
Ursa
all
did.
connected. We
Yeah,
are
we-
united.
We do have an oath of friendship, unfortunately.
All right. Look, as it stands on my part, I'll second. You may stay up in my mountain. We will.
Our
shape
mountain?
it.
Continue.
It will become a haven for outcasts, and we will use it to carry on an ancient tradition. You people will have a place in the upper levels, and we will work to better the intellect and the understanding. You may even learn dragon chess yet.
Dragon chess, yeah.
You like the
We
idea
can-
of these?
We can cast the ingots within our first 10 forging projects. I will promise you that.
He takes his little lizard lips as they reveal the fangs underneath, kind of hawks up this really deep-seated loogie, spits it into his hand, and holds it out to Simon and Brissa.
It is an oath.
Brissa will shake his hand, and then she will also give him a hug.
This is too much.
Stockholm syndrome. I've heard about this. There's a small village up north where people are kept and they like it there after a while.
And Simon will also take the hand.
Righty, you feel the tingle upon your skin familiar now, as the oath takes effect for everyone. And you successfully are able to turn this halfway through into a peaceable situation.
This is so cool.
The Troglodyte King turns towards you and says, "Alright, so everything I know about the mountain, so let's begin with..." I'm just kidding. So what exactly are you looking for?
Someone could make me not poisoned. That would just be fantastic.
Oh, we're not so good
Also,
at that. Oh, did you get bit by the
Caesarea.
doggies?
Yeah, the dogs, they're nasty.
Yeah, it's a wasting disease. If you let it fester
can
for
kill
too
them.
long,
That's not
you will
part of
just
the oath.
waste away to nothing. You will die.
I'd rather not that.
Yeah.
Especially
can
towards
see
the end
that.
of this session. I'd really rather not that.
Would be a good exit for your character, don't you agree?
No, we just made this whole oath. Simon has to live forever now.
Fourth wall.
Simon the
I
Forge
will-
Who
Master.
named the mountain after you?
I'll pat him on the shoulder and be like, "Yeah, I don't know you, but you did good." And then I'll lay on hands onto him, so he should be cured of any disease.
Blade on thick.
We gave Simon oath plot armor, so
All right, as you feel the disease kind of or subside, and whatever of virulence was pulsing through your body disappears.
I'll just look at Brissa and just kind of look over at Casaria.
I'm going, and then I will step towards the trucks.
Can we say, fellas, do you mind? You know?
Oh, that is kind of offensive. Some of them are our brood mothers, but sure.
Dudes. Whatever.
Okay, we do
And I'll-
recognize dudes is generally non-gender.
I'll pump pump my last 5 into Casaria.
Alrighty. Casaria, you awaken as you're like as the snakes are kind of like striking at different things. Bursa, I'm
Yeah,
guessing
they're
you're
gonna come up swinging.
I'm gonna like hold her down and be like, calm. We have come to terms.
They're still gonna snap at the closest one.
All right, back into initiative. I'm just kidding. It kind of snaps at the air, but doesn't actually hit anything.
And cursed.
Alrighty.
Well, we said we
No.
wouldn't kill them, not that we wouldn't bite them with snake.
I mean, if anything, she'll just begrudgingly sneer and spit at one of their feet.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Sounds like Casaria.
Y'all need to learn how to let things go.
They ganged up on me. I was linebacker.
What's a
That's-
linebacker?
After
can-
being
As far as she's concerned, they could eat her whole ass at the end of a good Kyra festival.
Oh.
We went full Justin. All right. As you, as the troglodytes kind of push through you guys and gather around the base of the stone throne that rises at the end of the cave, he kind of puts himself down, completely untouched, much like Brissa. Well, I mean, all of you guys took damage, much like Lyra, I should say. Just kidding.
No, I
Like
don't care.
Yanni. Kind of puts his hand on there, kind of has this mithril ingot that he puts up as kind of like the symbol of power, and kind of tung tung.
Well, let this be a good start to a fruitful relationship. You seek to go to the lower bowels? I'll tell you. The downstairs is not abandoned. There is a large beast that came from the darkness below it. It killed the Cerberus. We moved in after that. It explored this cave a few different times. But it was not until the Cerberus was dead that we truly set up. This beast is gone now. It was a thing made
You
of
saw it?
pure darkness. Well, the scouts that saw it are dead now, but what they described was pure darkness. We don't know what it was or where it went. Henceforth, I believe we're safe, at least for the time being. You can climb down the shaft if you want, or you can take the elevator. You take the
Maybe
elevator. Be careful. The dwarfs are tricksy. They have put traps within it. The spouts of dragon heads that pour lava into this room and burn you alive. It took a few tries, it took quite a few of my underlings, but I ultimately was able to figure out that if you stuff the mouths full, you're able to go down easily enough. Furthermore, there is a word. Safe passage. There's 2 words, really. That if you speak it in Dwarven, appears that the elevator does not touch you.
I know how to say that in Dwarven.
He says it in Dwarven for you guys to repeat. It's kind of like somebody says like "Auf Wiedersehen," and he goes like "Auf Wiedersehen, yay." It's like kind of like that, but the meaning of the word seems to still be.
Jalapeno.
It could be something from Lutheria if it, comes from the depths and is made of shadow and,
Well, I read up on the histories of this place, and apologies for my rude interruption, but I think that the Cerberus was originally sent. For a Cerberus, according to the notes from the dwarves, were creatures of the underworld, which, of course, Lutheria controls. Thus, it stands to reason that the creature that came up from the bowels was not of her control or design. Of course, it would make sense that her husband also did not send the creature to destroy her plaything. Thus, it might be something older, something more primal. Maybe Ketemane? I mean, the hands are just outside. Or, of course, a natural Thylean beast from the mother herself. Who knows?
Cool.
You said it's gone now, right?
Let's
Uh,
find out.
I think we should take a little light.
Maybe we should.
Oh, not right now.
For a minute.
I'm exhausted.
Just.
I'm just gonna fucking throw myself on the cave floor and take a long rest right there. Shit.
Just push
I want
Crane
to
down
get
the
out of this
mine
spell.
shaft.
Yeah.
I'm still pretty fresh. I say let's go.
You guys can certainly take a short rest if you guys would
Shut
like
up,
to.
guys. Outside. Under the waterfall.
And did you say that there, was there anything that might aid us in clearing out the forge as well?
What do you mean?
That you have collected?
There's the Forge Master still trapped within her prison. More of the doggies are guarding it. Be careful. If you try to touch the thing that binds her, they will likely attack you. I mean, they destroyed some of my underlings, so it's a pretty strong theory. Almost law territory, I would say. Now, be careful. I think I'd like to see reprieve and release.
Is she an immortal or is she dying from starvation as we speak?
Don't know. It did not make it close enough.
Then we are on a timeline.
Been a while. We can probably sleep.
We can
It's
probably,
been a
we
while.
can probably get a day in, Crane.
It's not like we rushed over here the minute that all of this happened. She's probably been down there for a while.
I vote we rest.
Yeah. I think.
We'll say it's Ketamane's cat.
We have
Say
an oath.
Could be dead, maybe not.
We will
To your
protect
point.
you.
Yes, it is now our mountain. Anything that attacks us attacks them.
Yeah,
Right. First layer of defense.
that's right.
Do you have an area that we could sleep in?
Well, there is the refuse room, or many of the other empty rooms throughout. The northern passages we have not quite
They
completely
have a
cleared
refresh
out.
room.
Why did you start with the refuse room? Like, that's where we'd want to go.
I don't know what your predilections might be. People have weird kinks.
The warmest place in the cave.
Exactly. See, this gal gets it.
Are these what we call hot takes?
I don't know, but if you are quick enough after it takes its dump, it is technically taking something hot, yes.
You have much to learn in the art of forge mastering.
Sure, whatever you say. You're more than welcome to bind your wounds. You might not want to be in the refuse room for that.
It's fair. It's fair. We
Mental
appreciate your
techno-
hospitality.
Develop mountain septic system.
Tell me more about this septic system.
Later.
We'll say this. There were more shiny things where the refuse pit was ultimately created. If you want to go looking for it, you're more than welcome to.
And as he says shiny things, he pung pung kind of slams the mithril ingot upon the throne.
The refuse pit? Is that the big hole in the floor by the dead Cerberus?
That's
No.
the mine shaft.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Where's the refuse pit at?
Wait, why are we still talking about the refuse pit?
Because he
Because the
said there's
players
treasure
just
in it.
heard
Chinese.
loot.
Oh,
Because he refused to be ignored.
well, if we're going in there, I'm calling not it.
Rotus is gonna go check it out. He'll go
I can-
check out the pit.
Alrighty.
I will go check out the pit as well.
There's
I'm more
a
interested in resting.
there's a
There's probably
darkened
a lot in there.
There's a darkened pit that gapes in the center of this chamber. The sides of the pit are coated with wretched streaks of black and brown. You choke on the stench, Rose. You're like, as your eyes and nose is just burning. You're just like, as you go in there. And as you kind of start mucking forward, is anyone else going in there with him as well?
I will. I'll go in there with him.
All right.
I think I could do this without going in.
I'm wandering
I
towards
think-
fresher air.
Yeah. Rotus, Brissa, just cool
How,
it. You don't need to stand in the shit pit.
We're
If
already
you
in.
don't want to.
Don't stand.
no,
Don't stand.
I'll
Don't
jump in.
stand. So
Have fun.
I look at Crane. I swear to God, Crane, if you control water this shit pit, I will leave you behind.
it can't be. That is too dirty.
Did Brissa just like jump in?
That's what it looks
Yeah.
like.
Oh,
No, she would like to try and tackle Rotos into.
Oh,
the
Oh,
ship pit.
making athletics checks. Make them opposed. Let's do this. Oh my god, it's shit wrestling. This is what D&D is all about. If you're watching for the
Athletic.
first time and this is your first experience with D&D, this is it. This is peak D&D.
Oh, two. No.
All right, Rotus, you're no longer raging.
Oh,
Go to make me that
man.
athletics check.
Oh,
So what happens is Rotus is just standing
Please
there,
don't get too
broad
descriptive. This is a
shouldered.
bit of an OCD thing.
I'll say things.
Some descriptive is okay. Just don't get too gross with it.
Yeah,
That's all
I
I
won't.
ask.
I won't.
I'll
Uh,
say
yeah, that is exactly my hot tub bikini Twitch stream response. Shit
this is the
wrestling.
OVA fan service.
Exactly. God damn it. So
Yeah.
as Rotus, you stand there broad-shouldered, your pecs glistening still from the sweat that you have. Your abdomen is just absolutely taut as you suddenly feel Brisset go, ha ha, poof, and it's just nothing. Brisset, you're just like, ah. You feel just like a little bit of a pull as no chance. Rotus just kind of looks over his shoulder. What do you say?
Things changed while you were sick.
Oh! Oh! Snap City.
I can actually roll properly now.
I'll get you next time. Don't you wait.
Because
Oh,
we
I'm-
found out the
I'm
secret
trying
is
to-
everything is athletic. You have to do everything athletically.
Alrighty. So
So if she had jumped in after trying to push me in, I'll like try to like poke into it with my sword. I want to see how deep it is, or like how
All
deep
right,
is it based
Damon.
on how far in she is.
as his sword starting to kind of goes into the layer, I'm just kidding. So as you guys kind of poke around into the refuse and Brissa, you kind of start wading through it. I'll have both of you guys make me investigation checks, but that's going to be the check for everyone.
Oh, we should have
I'm
thrown
just
Yanni in the
cheering
refuse
Oh.
pit.
Don't forget, if you have a DM inspiration, you might want to use it. Just throwing that
I
out
would-
there.
I will use mine.
Okay, go ahead and mark it
I'm
off,
just
and then
hearing the
roll with
Bee Gees
advantage.
in the background. How deep is your shit? How deep is
No.
your
Hey!
All right, Rotus, what did you get?
You
Brissa,
gotta
what did
tell
you
the
get?
audience, yeah.
I rolled a 1.
And I got a
Heck
20.
yeah.
See, I just committed,
plus
and that's
no
what,
modifier.
that's what
And
I
they
needed.
both have a +0.
It's amazing. I wish kind of low-key that Brissa and Rotus were officially siblings. You know, that it's just like, yes, they grew up as siblings because this rivalry is beautiful. Oh my god. All right.
Family is the choice.
Rotus, you're just like staying away and you don't want to get dirty, so just kind of like off in the distance, kind of mucking around, and it's just absolutely selling your beautifully silvered sword, and you're just like, oh, I hate this, as you pull it back out.
Looks pretty
Make me a
gross to
Constitution saving throw, Brissa and Rotus as well.
This attitude towards the shit pit, like, just reads like that one song where it's like, I know you don't like to think your shit don't stink.
Amazing.
I want to go dig through my shit on the toilet.
It's so bad. It's so gross. And because it is so disgusting, both of you guys are indeed poisoned. By just the sheer disgustingness. Rotus, you're just like, whoa, 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 as you just start throwing up. Brissa, however, you kind of like, it's just like, it's so disgusting. Like, troglodytes are so disgusting. The refuse that they produce, it's unimaginably disgusting. However, with that natural 20, Brissa, as you're just like, you just dry heave. At this point, you have expended every drop of whatever was in your stomach at one point. As you're able to kind of search through this stuff, you do find some things. You find a mithril breastplate. You find a mithril ring mail. You find an adamantine short sword. And you find an adamantine spear. As one by one, you pull them out, fling them behind you, kind of with the poop kind of flinging everywhere, hitting Rotus. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to go into that detail again. This is just a tease for Damon. As you are able to pull all of these out and ultimately come back out of it completely, just at least from like the midsection down, covered in disgustingness.
Hey, are you guys? Oh my God! What did you do?
There's just a big smile on the face. Hey, April, thank you so much for raiding. We missed you guys.
I guess like covered in poo. I'll like be walking, be like, look, I got all this stuff, and then just like dropping it at my feet.
I just start prestidigitating repeatedly until they're back to clean.
Alrighty.
However many castings that takes.
A lot of them.
What is
It's
wrong
just like
with you two?
the refuse kind of splatters all over the wall. However, it is just absolutely beautifully made. You see the mithril breastplate just has a beautiful mouth open, just agape dragon that is embossed onto the front, befit of definitely any kind of Dragonlord. The mithril ring mail also looks absolutely beautifully made, as you have that adamantine short sword and spear as well. How would you guys like to divvy that out?
Can Simon make a history check at advantage for these?
Sure. What are you trying to figure out?
Just like when you see like an old sword and you look at the hilt and then know the sword maker.
All right, go ahead.
Don't
forget to tell the audience what it is. Alrighty, as you roll for it with advantage for a total of... Oh, shoot, that would have been your... Oh, you're no longer... Oh, this is like the opception. I'm just like hardcore into the Midwest now.
We're full Midwest up in here.
I mean,
Don't you know?
As somebody from the Midwest, I would like to call cultural appropriation here.
Yeah. Only
Hey.
Johnson and I.
I live Nebraska adjacent.
Say, oh.
I actually grew up in Nebraska, so I am Midwestern.
Hey, there you go. You can say "ope" for us, I guess.
I sure can. Cultural appropriation, motherfucker.
But as you inspect these with your 15, you look over that and you do indeed see some embossing and some markings that are talking of some of the dwarven makers of this stuff. This is some very well made original stuff upon the mithril chain and the mithril pieces there. However, upon the spear and the short sword, you actually see embossed in Sylvan. The Sylvan, i.e., nymph makers of the sword and the spear, which again goes back towards the tradition here, where nymph and dwarf were working side by side to create the most amazing pieces of, well, both armory and weaponry.
Well, I can tell you, this is the real deal.
No.
Seems finely crafted.
It is. This looked like it was made by Auntie Obsidian.
I'll
She
I'll
was
pick up the
alive
spear.
about 1,500 years ago. Before she returned to the Earth, that is.
What kind of armor is ringmail?
Ringmail. Now I gotta pull up a picture of that too.
The armor hierarchy.
It's like
put
a
it in the chat,
primitive chainmail, like bigger rings attached to a leather backing.
So mechanically, it is a heavy armor, AC 14 base.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It is mithril though, so that means that you actually, if I remember it correctly, it ignores the strength property, so you can wear it even if you normally couldn't.
And removes disadvantage on stealth checks if it's an armor that would impose it normally. So the ringmail.
If I wear medium or heavy armor, I can't fly.
Yep. Kasari, on the other hand,
That would be great for Casaria, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
that's where proficiency kind of
they're-
goes into it as well, though.
They're metal though. Or is that not a
Mm,
thing with
it
Thylea
depends on-
druids?
It's, for me, it's kind of like meh. Like I get where it came from originally. I do.
It's
In that
not
case,
really
Casaria should
fiber.
probably. Almost certain it is.
I think it is
anyway.
under the druid class that they won't
Um,
use metal shields or
it's-
armor.
It is.
It's
It's one of the
flamethrower,
things
but
that I
it's not
aggressively ignore,
mechanically.
like javelin throwing.
Right. It doesn't actually impose anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, my proficiencies on my sheet say light or medium armor.
Yeah, so that
This is
breastplate
heavy armor.
breastplate's medium.
However, the breastplate, on the other hand, is very nice because, if I remember it correctly, it is a flat 16, or is it 14 plus dex?
14.
14 plus
14
dex.
plus up to 2 decks.
So up to 16 AC.
So you would get 16 because you have 2 decks.
But would that heavy armor help Brissa then? Or no one?
No, because that would lower my AC.
Unless you started using a spear and
Try to
shield.
go bare chested, if you know what I mean.
I am going to pick up the spear and be like, if anyone doesn't mind, I'm going to take the spear.
No, I'm kidding.
Actually, the breastplate would improve your AC, Brian.
Why play a barbarian if you're not going to use unarmored defense?
Right.
I'm not saying you should.
Cool.
I'm just making sure you realize that before you make any decisions.
Rhodas will die for his right to not wear armor.
With a 15, you can also tell the group, Simon, that what is particularly amazing about the weapons that you found is that adamantine weapons, as you kind of described with the obsidian, is able to bypass the armor or the extra hardness that adamantine armor provides. Adamantine armor makes you immune to critical hits, mechanically speaking, and Simon puts this in beautiful in-game terms, right? And so having an adamantine weapon is extremely effective against adamantine armor for that reason.
You might actually say, as he closes the eloquent speech, that it is, in fact, super effective.
All right, cool. Adamantine spear to Brissa. Who would like to have the adamantine short sword?
I mean, I think I'm the only one who generally uses stuff like that. If Ro wants it for if we're facing somebody, then I'm okay with that. But if nobody else wants it, I will take it.
I could also take it, but don't need it, just like you. Yeah.
Yeah, I could use it, but I don't want it.
I can't use it, so
Let's move it around.
So I want it.
Let's just pass it every day. Someone else gets ownership of the short
No,
sword.
it's the
I'll
unwanted
take
short
it.
sword.
We'll roll a d4 for it.
No, I will absolutely take it. I just didn't want to be greedy about it.
No, I don't want it.
Amazing.
It's
That's
just
cool.
an adamantine weapon, right? It's not magic.
Yeah, it's not magic.
Yes, you can totally
You
pass it around.
take it as long as you want it and tag it out when you don't.
At least not yet. Who would like to have the...
Prestidigitate the crap off of it first.
There's a
and all the
smell
rest of
that
it.
will forever linger with it. But yeah, you absolutely have it.
Well, I think prestidigitation can make smells too, can it?
Temporarily, yes.
Want the short sword. I'm never gonna get in range for the short sword.
Because that's the one that's probably going to go faster. Which one would like? Who would like to have the mithril breastplate? The biggest advantage for that one is A, it's going to be medium, and B, no disadvantage on your stealth checks.
Saria really needs
Yeah.
AC.
I vote Casaria.
I'll go for it.
Nice mithril breastplate. Nice.
If I could use it, I would.
Put your freakum dress on.
Oh my gosh. Can we rename it Mithril Freakum Dress?
Please.
Oh my god, you are at a forge now. You could absolutely create whatever customization of this that you guys would like. And
She
is
makes
anybody
it
taking
into
the?
a medieval freakum dress.
Is anyone taking the ringmail?
Couldn't wear it if I wanted to for so many reasons.
Yeah.
I could turtle in it, but I don't think I could use it otherwise.
We can always forge it into something else, melt it down, or donate it to the Museum of the Dragonlords. That would probably be the best option, unless
Yeah, we can pawn it.
Donate it.
We have to get some
Upcycle
money
it.
for it.
We can
I'm not
upcycle
giving
it.
it away.
I mean, could we melt it down and reforge it into something useful for us?
Maybe. I don't. We got to figure out how to use the forge, but I'm sure we
Simon?
can figure something out.
It would be difficult.
That's a quitter attitude, Simon, and we don't like those.
Why don't we melt it down and seal off this refuse pit so it's not a natural disaster waiting to happen?
Well, no, because then they'll just go on top of the sealed off refuse pit and it'll get everywhere.
Make them go outside while they're hunting game. They
Let's
can shit
ask
in the
the,
great outdoors.
That's true. We
The
could
world
get
is
them
your
to
litter
shit
box,
outside.
troglodytes.
We have to change the odds, guys. You have to shit outside as well.
Yes, attack them!
What is this Museum of the Dragonlords you speak of?
Well, there's not really a museum, but more of like a temple, and it's super awesome. Like there's like portraits everywhere, and there's like relics around there. They even have like the Horn of Valmetria, right? And you can, if you actually take it, like you can actually make food out of it.
Okay,
Like, it's actually
alright,
like
yeah,
really like delicious
I-
food. And
Look, I'm
It-
glad
it's
you're
in-
here, and this is for you. But who mans this?
oh, it's a priest of the Dragonlords. His name is Aesop.
He's got the huge chip on his shoulder.
He's super
Oh.
cool. He trips that for us.
Oh, Aesop. He's been around a while then. Yes, I think he would appreciate this.
We will give it to Aesop then.
So how do you know Aesop?
Well, I was only 150 last time he was here.
How old are you now?
Older.
I
Was
guess you
that
lose count after a
before-
while, huh?
I just get really close to Simon.
Was that
We
before
don't
or
like to
after-
count after 290. It's rude to ask the age after that.
How many anniversaries of 290 are you at?
Yes.
Hey, I'm sorry I didn't trust you. That was my mistake.
That's okay. And I push him in towards me and give him a pat on the shoulder.
Oh, okay. See, it's not just when I co-DM. Sometimes it's just because I'm thirsty.
If we've
You were victorious.
Wait, after he
Maybe
give
the-
you a hug, you say that? Oh. Simon and Yanni slink off into a different, slightly cleaner part of the caves.
Yeah, did you know Aesop before he was married?
Oh,
Is
my-
that when you knew Aesop? I get it.
Definitely not. No.
Bachelor Aesop.
No, Aesop,
Oh, Simon, my ex-boyfriend?
might be
Don't bring him
eligible.
here.
Maybe.
Oh no.
Since my armor doesn't give me
Technically,
disadvantage on stealth.
we spend our first 100 years underground, so I'm not sure.
Undercover.
If we've divvied up the literal spoils, I would probably start looking for a place to lay down.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Again, you guys know the rules. You guys are certainly more than welcome to do that, especially in the northern parts. There are little ancient, absolutely ancient, what are they called? Sleeping quarters for the dwarfs, and you guys are more welcome to kind of travel on up there and do that instead of hanging out with a slightly stanky troglodytes, of course. Now, as far as that goes, you guys can take a short rest. Long rest, you'll have to wait for a while longer. You certainly can do other stuff with the rest of the time before the long rest would be possible, but yeah, that's up to you guys.
I do say we, spend the evening before we venture into the lower depths.
I say we spend it outside where it doesn't stink.
Yeah, because it either smells like troglodytes to the south or burned Cerberus corpse to the north.
Like camp
Yeah.
out?
Yeah, we can
We could-
spend the night near the hands of Katamari.
Yeah, we could go
Yeah.
camp around that lake outside.
That would be so nice.
Alrighty.
To the lake.
To the lake!
Lake.
Never mind.
I don't
stay
think I made
because
it back on the map, David. Unless
You were
just
not.
missing it.
You were not,
You jumped down the hole.
but it doesn't matter. All right, as you guys,
The
I will
lake.
stay in my ancestral home. It has been some time now that it is a shared mountain again.
Simon, it's a mountain. It's not going anywhere. Please come camp with us at the lake. We almost got you killed.
If you stay in the mountain, you might get knifed tonight.
I highly doubt that. Oaths are very strong, but I will go with you.
The most persuasive person I know. I just start going towards the lake.
alrighty, you guys walk out, and you do see the blood, soot, and refuse-stained prints of hoofs leading down that narrow pathway that is just between the wall, the sheer cliffside, and this massive waterfall that cascades down on the other side. As you guys are walking the path and winding down, going back towards the the lake, much more bruised, much more stinky than you guys were when you first entered this place. As you guys kind of set up in the mid-afternoon here, the lake again just looks resplendent. There's the beautiful amount of cloud of fog that is being kicked up as the waterfall cascades down into the lake. What would you guys like to do for your afternoon?
Can I take a moment to just kind of like wash off under the waterfall? I don't want to like go completely under it because it's a waterfall. But
It's like one of those where like, and you get closer, you're getting closer, and it's gone. No, yeah, you kind of like gently and carefully wash off underneath the waterfall as you can feel the beautiful crystal clear and ice cold mountain water cascade over you.
yeah.
Crane would love to join you there, washing under the falls and go along with you. And she remembers the time that she, in insecurity, told you that your feathers looked bad when they were wet. And so she says, Lyra, you're really cool. You were really cool in there today, and you always know the right thing to say at the right time, and that's really cool. As a way of trying to, make you feel good while you're also wet when she apologized. Kind of, you know what I mean.
Don't you dare, David. Don't you dare.
Phrasing.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that heard that.
Oh my god.
Hey, I saw the look in your eye when we were talking about Aesop. Like, you like those smart novels.
Oh man, that phrasing though. Somebody clip that, please. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate it. Sometimes I feel like I have no idea what I'm doing, so. Are we gonna have a moment? Is this gonna be a waterfall moment?
I think it just was. Yeah, it's gone now. When you talk about it, it's no longer a moment.
I'll just
I mean, it's still technically a moment. It just becomes the moment where you're talking about the previous.
Simon, why are you here?
He's
Oh,
a
boy.
peeping Tom, y'all.
Our mountain.
That's true. It is your waterfall too, I guess, because it's part of the mountain.
I still feel like one of the ladies should push him into the waterfall now.
Well, I was gonna push Crane into the waterfall, so
Oh my god, why are we going on with the wrestling tonight? Both of you guys make me athletics checks. Amazing. Obviously, one of you guys has to heat up the waterfall water as it cascades over you guys, right?
Zero. I got a 0.
Amazing.
1 minus 1, a 0.
And then Crane,
So
what do you
Lyra
get?
falls into the waterfall.
I pushed myself.
Oh, me? Oh, this
into
was against Simon. Sorry.
No, I'm pushing you. We were having a moment.
Awesome.
Easily enough.
That'll do. 13.
Crane, you are part water. There's pretty much like if you have
Happy to go in.
if you have some kind of familiar in your soul, it would be a dolphin. As she kind of like tries to reach over, she's completely soaked. You're just like, that's cute. As you kind of just take her face and into the waterfall, as you cascade down underwater, and Crane just dives in right after you.
I'll make sure she gets up above the surface before she loses breath. Oh no, she can. She's
can
aquatic.
hold my breath,
She cool. Yeah. She cool.
I'll stay under the water until I see Simon leave.
And we're back to hating Simon.
Simon just makes me nervous. He had leather pants.
I'll cause the water around Simon to change direction to move him away.
That's
Every
cute.
5 feet.
The earth is my ally, but I will let you have your moment.
All right.
Just like.
I'll also change the water's color to look like yellow forming around Simon.
You assume too much, my good sir. My people do not urinate. It all comes out as earth matter.
Wait, aren't you and
No,
Brissa the
there's
same kind of
that,
people?
yeah.
No.
I think so.
I think they are.
Are you
But,
earth?
you know,
Yeah. I'm an Oriad.
No, for some reason I thought
he's
you were.
more rock. She's
You know,
more
when
person.
you're born in a mountain, it's a little different than those overlanders. I do
Hmm.
appreciate that she's a dragon lord. but still.
I thought Brissa was the other water one, not the water one like Crane, but like there's another one that's
The sea, the
Water-based.
ocean one.
yeah. But that's.
I
cool.
thought you were a shark person, yeah, when I first saw your image.
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
So, while all this is going on, I walk over to Rodis. And it seems like you really found your confidence, I guess. Whatever was missing before, where you couldn't seem to actually hit anything half the time when you tried. Like the last few fights we've been in, it's I did beating your dad in that wrestling match give you some kind of like confidence boost or something? Anyway, regardless, you've turned into a freaking machine, whatever that means.
Seems like I just really need to get in the groove with things. If I can get it going, it keeps coming.
All I know is you definitely look like the son of the war god now, for sure.
I appreciate it.
Shit. If I were Rotus, I'd have him polishing my shit after that comment.
Is your sword still disco raving?
No, it's off now. It'll only last an hour.
Sad.
Rotus is he's distracted and he's thinking about all the riddles that the guy said. He's like, how did everyone know the answers to the riddles? These are so hard. Everyone just off the cuff knew every answer.
Or Rotus.
And then he'll go tell Brissa how she missed out. I'll go brag to Brissa about all the bodies in my wake.
Well, I did see you get the 2, and I was very proud of you for those 2. But I don't know if I believe you on these other ones. I think I'm off it.
3 more that you missed.
He cut off 4 heads with 2 swings.
I feel like that's impossible. But I'm just. But you know what? I'll trust you guys. I'll trust you.
They
And
just
then
have
he ate
this
5 dozen
Gimli, Legolas moment where he's like, "That still only counts as 1."
It doesn't count unless 3 bards are singing about it. 3?
3?
3. 3.
2.
That's exactly right.
3.
No, this is clearly the best way to say 3.
It's the sign language way to say 3.
Oh, cool. Like that?
Yeah.
Cool.
You mentioned that there were like tracks leading out. Those were like the centaur. Like it seems like they made it out.
Yeah, it looks like the 2 children were able to make it out after you guys rescued them.
Do we see any of the centaurs like around? I guess we're just sort of like out at afternoon at the lake.
Make me a perception check as you're just out fishing. There's just suddenly this little illusion that appears upon your shoulder, gone fishing. You look around and
Is it Kevin?
It is Kevin. There's just Kevin on the. You see a blonde commoner who's just sitting there enjoying himself. He has a beautiful fish, kind of currently caught upon a lure, and he just goes, "Oh hey," that's it. But yeah, no centaurs.
Got it. I'm keeping an eye out for him.
The only
Brissa,
other
how do
thing
you-
that- Oh,
Go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
the only other thing I want to do is I did want to find Crane eventually, like during this period of us waiting to get a long rest.
My
And
gosh, girl pool party.
this will be later after you guys come back, because while you guys were watching, I was probably watching in the lake. I'm not gonna stand in another waterfall. I'm not crazy.
Right on the shoreline, I'll use my shape water a couple times to create basically a hot tub.
God damn it, we got there. We did
ice
it. I got it.
ring
Let me change the
cylinder.
category real quick. I'll get there.
Yeah.
No problem.
Put hot tub in the
IRL
title. Hot tub
stream,
in the
hot tub.
title. Put hot tub in the title.
Oh my god, no.
Crane
It's got
Dad.
downtime, baby.
This
I did
one would be
wanna-
shit in hot tubs.
Oh my
Yeah,
god, sorry.
everyone wash before you get in. You need to shower under the waterfall before you're in.
It's just a
Japanese rules. I gotcha.
barbarian war cry from the troglodytes, as that was too far. That was a cultural faux pas. But Brissa, as you guys finish up cleaning off and having some conversations in a hot tub, there's a moment when Lyra kind of still looking at Simon. Simon has kind of walked over, is now hanging out with the boys, and Crane's just kind of drying herself off, really by just sucking or like taking the water and just culminating it into her hair up top.
Yeah.
As you approach her, what do you say?
So I wanted to sit down next to her and be like, so I was kind of thinking about, like over the past few days, like during our travels, and I think you were kind of right. And so, the Dragonlords, they did...
Sorry.
Oh no.
I didn't
Somebody
quite
clip
hear
that.
you.
You,
What?
you were right. You were right. The Dragonlords, they did horrible things, but again, it wasn't the dragon's fault. But if we're like going to be recreating like the whole Dragonlords and everything, I've been thinking kind of like we should call ourselves something different, because I know you're gonna join me. I know it's gonna happen. But so I'm thinking of like a new name that we can, instead of dragon lords, because we shouldn't be lording over anybody, right? Dragons should be the protectors, right? We should
Branding is important. Yes.
we should be guarding dragons. So I
Mm.
think we should be the dragon guards instead of dragon lords. Because we don't want to be lordly, and then we don't also have those negative connotations that everyone's always hating on. Like they hate the dragon lords and everything. But so if we start something new where we don't encourage that type of violence that they had committed before in the past, something better.
Marissa, I think you're a big nerd, and actually, can I make an inside check to see if Brissa knows if Crane thinks that? Yeah? Yeah?
You said
Or if this
big
is new,
nerd, right? I just want to make sure my German brain is trying to
Big
translate it. Okay.
dog.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me an insight check. Absolutely.
That's a 1 + 1 2.
Uh-huh.
So she just breezes past it. She assumes that Brissa knew all along. So you're a big dog, but I think that is the most brilliant idea I have ever heard. That's a great idea. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we're gonna do that then, and me and you will be the dragon guards.
I don't know about all of that, but I 100% will support you in rebranding the Dragonlords. Yeah.
You'll be a part of it too. Don't you worry. I won't even let her try and say no. And then I'll put Goldie on her shoulders.
Oh.
So like handing a cat to somebody who's allergic.
Crane likes Goldie. Ever since Goldie saved her life, Crane's tolerated him. Yeah. Let's tell the others. Aesop's gonna shit the brick.
Well, Aesop can get over it. He'll be fine.
Stop talking about shit.
Yeah, but we can tell the others as well. Like later on in the evening, once we've all gathered. That's fine with me.
Yeah. Cool.
So, Yanni, you said you didn't trust me.
No, I mean you showed up out of nowhere, and then that first dog, like it didn't bother us the first time we came through, and then it came awake when you were there, and then you threw magic at me. What was I supposed to think?
I was trying to protect you. I was trying to push you away from it so it wouldn't bite
Yeah,
you.
I understand that now, but I don't trust people easily in the first place. But after seeing what you did in there, I think we're good.
Understand the stones are slow to move.
True, unless you push one down a hill.
Oh, yes, but that's a rolling rock, and that's far too much sweetness for my liking.
But it gathers no moss.
It's true, a rolling rock gathers no moss.
And if you're not careful around here, you might push one into some wild horses.
Two birds with one stone.
For those of you who don't know classic rock, that was a Rolling Stones reference.
Well, I will wait for you, regardless, like a stone. As is the way of our Orients.
I appreciate that.
Crane, are Yanni and Simon having a moment?
Don't talk about it.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah.
The first rule of having moments. Don't talk about having moments.
Just eat some of this and enjoy.
I don't know what it is. I eat it, though.
It's like this interestingly kind of
Whatever
gray-brown
Russian
mushroom. Yeah, it's just like Go ahead, Crane and Lara.
the
Make me some
psychedelic
Constitution saving
mushrooms
throws.
from the cave.
Tastes surprisingly like
They are
cow
becoming
turd.
one being.
I do
like-
have mushrooms from the cave or whatever.
What roll am I
grove.
doing? Sorry.
No, that was just a joke for a Constitution saving
Oh, cool,
throw.
cool. Yeah, they both have both become like lava lamps and have become one being. That's so weird.
I don't know how it works. Simon is so much taller than him.
He's like in his stomach like a TV screen.
Oh no! I don't like this imagery anymore. I'm done with this
Like
conversation.
a tele-TV, if you will.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Is there anything else that you guys would like to accomplish as you guys are at your waterfall hot tub time machine? That hopefully will get you towards that long rest as you guys are deciding to stay outside of the mines and out in the exposed open.
Who's on watch first?
I mean, if we
Yanni?
did stay in my home, no one would have to be on watch. We do have a whole cave full of drugs that will
I mean-
have our back.
I'm good with that. I'm fine with that as long as we don't have to stay near the stinky stuff.
Smells terrible.
The trogs are the stinky stuff.
You with the light of Thylea now, dude. We're cool.
We're cool. We're chill, man.
I vote we stay in the caves, but you know.
Surely there has to be some dwarven corridor remnant that they have not yet touched.
Yup,
Whatever everyone wants to do.
the Dwarven Quarter
I mean,
at the north side of the place that you guys had checked out seemed to be completely untouched by troglodyte influence.
Perhaps we could take a quick
Of course it
rest and then
smells like a
investigate that area
burnt dead
before
dog.
taking our full rest.
Funny enough,
Short
burnt
rest,
dead
Dwarven quarter long rest.
Cerberus is
Burnt dead dog is
still-
preferable.
Yeah, oh yeah, much.
Never
Alrighty.
thought I'd think that was a good smell.
We could ask the drugs to haul it out of there.
Eh.
Well, when I did my investigation into colors, I found that burnt umberhulk really wasn't that bad.
Okay.
When
What's
it
an
came
umberhulk?
to the greater Crayola of things.
I will step out of the waterfall hot tub and just kind of flick my wings towards Simon and splash all the water on him and walk into the cave again, I guess.
As the water touches his sodden gray skin, the muscles become like effervescent and ripple and glow a bit more.
This is the opposite of what I wanted. Now I'm angry and I huff and I go into the cave.
And a huff and a puff and a go in the mine. Alrighty, so all of you guys are agreed. You're heading back into the mine after your little splash.
Hmm.
All right, sounds good. You guys head back up, and you see that the troglodytes are currently in the process of just throwing the bodies down into, like, over that overhang and into the lake below. And as you guys are seeing that, they're like, you're back. As they're looking at you guys, you see that down below, suddenly there's some kind of a silhouette, some kind of a dark shadow that seems to be kind of pushing up from underneath the water where the waterfall cascades into the lake. And you see the water somewhat breaking and then pulling the troglodyte bodies underneath. Damn you. I had rolled a really fun encounter that you guys would have probably not survived. At least a couple of you guys. Damn it. But you have to go back. As you guys walk back into the mountain. Go ahead, Brissa.
What was that thing down there?
It's a good
Wait,
thing.
what?
It's a good thing we cast friends and entered.
No. It's chomp.
Do you know what it is? What
Chomp,
what
chomp.
is chomp chomp? Oh.
Big.
I guess we shall stay away from the water then, right? Is it dangerous?
Yes, I think my previous idea was a wise one. We are the champions, my friends.
Yes, so let's stay away from the water. It sounds like a good idea.
Let's
Alright.
keep moving to the end.
As you guys head towards the north, and you see once more those 3 different rooms. like so.
Hmm.
Rotus turns his strobe light back on just so that Lyra can actually see in the dark.
This dog
yes,
never
I was
never
just about
woke
to ask
up,
the
right?
same thing. Is that dog thing actually there?
The dog thing is actually not there.
Oh, it did wake up? Okay, I can remember.
No, it was there the last time you checked, but now that you're back in,
Oh,
it was gone.
shaklaka.
Oh.
Look, all come in here, and I'll create a many layer thick wall. It will certainly protect us.
You're a little soft-spoken, Ephraim. I'm sorry. I couldn't hear that one.
He's gonna make a wall.
If you come in here, I'll build a wall. The Cerberus are going to pay for it.
I hate all of this.
We're keeping them out. They're only sending us the bad Cerberus.
Would you say that
Oh,
Cerberus are assembling?
Mhm.
I thought that was.
We might need to split rooms.
Is there a second dwarven bedroom?
There are 3 of them, yes. Oh, man. All right. Bursa kind of makes herself comfortable in the second room. Anyone going into the third?
These beds are like slabs.
Yup.
No
It's
give.
good for your back, trust me. The harder, the better.
I've always preferred the water bed.
Oh,
These are dwarf-sized beds, unfortunately for me. No.
Legs up to the
we
knees
can-
hanging
we can
over.
fix that, and Simon will use Emerald Earth to add like an extra 3 feet to the bed.
Thank you. Can
You have
make
the
mine
extra
like
long
sand?
edition.
Bed with an ottoman at the end of it.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, Casaria, maybe you'll head into the third room.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep.
Oh, I wasn't asking Justin. This is for Casaria. Oh snap! thanks for hanging in there, Justin. I appreciate it sincerely. As you guys head into the rooms, Casaria, as you walk into that third room, you actually do see in the corner, kind of like behind that third slab on the west side with your passive perception, you see something glinting beautifully upon the knuckle bone of that skeleton there. It seems to be some kind of a platinum-like ring with a beautiful amethyst gem set inside of it.
Does it look cursed?
Get the money's cat.
A good question.
I didn't hear. Does it?
It was an aggressive shrug. You don't know.
Okay, well then I'm just gonna leave it where it is. I mean,
Sounds
it's on
good.
a skeleton, so leave it with the dead.
Alrighty. Yeah, there's a monkey paw right next to it. Has all the fingers down into a fist. But other than that, it's fine. All right. As you guys set up there, setting up into your distinctive rooms and prepare yourselves, hopefully, to get a long rest, we shall see. We'll leave it for this week's session of Light of Thylea, playing Dragonlords. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. Thank you guys so much for the raid. Obviously, it was awesome to see some of you guys jump over from April Anonymous. Fantastic Twitcher. She does this full time, has awesome video games. Check her out. Really, really good singer as well. Go, seriously, check her out. It is April with a Y, though. Just keep that in mind. That said, I just wanted to do a quick shout out as well. We are being sponsored by these folks underneath. Raid, if you guys do the exclamation mark raid, here is the sample. You guys get a little link. The link, if you download and play Raid, don't spend any money, but just play through the tutorial. We get some kickbacks, which we're going to actually give back to you guys in the form of giveaways. If we hit 30 people that do this, we're going to give away a digital copy of Tyler. Would you remind me of the damn name one more time? Shit.
The Wild of the Witchlight.
Wild of the Witchlight. All right, so the Feywild adventure
I feel
that's going
like
to be
it's,
coming out.
Wild
on-
Beyond the Witchlight. Sorry.
Perfect. Thank you. So if you guys want to be entered with that, just make sure that you follow the channel. And once we hit that 30 mark, we will give that to a random person that is following the channel. And the biggest thank you, as usual, goes out to you watchers, you viewers, I think is how, you actually use that in this kind of a context. And of course, you players. Thank you guys so much. Ephraim, thank you for coming back for another week of shenanigans with these folks.
Yeah, thank you, Ephraim. Yeah.
And you
Come back
lived.
soon.
I definitely
you
thought
didn't die.
I thought y'all were gonna get
Amazing.
TPK'd so hard. There's no question about it. Before Brian has to remind me, I'm gonna queue us up for a raid. So hang out for that. Hey, that's not even like a meta joke. It's just literally we're gonna be raiding another channel because April was amazing and did that to us. We should pay that forward. But please, if you haven't already, follow the channel. We just reached 200. We're gonna do a special event, a one shot that is going to involve some people from both of the streams, and I'm super excited for it. Any closing thoughts that you guys have, so I'm not just awkwardly looking at a different screen trying to find some raid stuff?
Are we streaming the Rick and Morty stuff? Is that coming up, or we're not doing that on stream?
Likely not. If you don't know what he's talking about, if you guys want to join the Discord community, any of the people in there, so if you want to join, just click on that link right there. That's our vanity URL that we were able to reach today, thanks to you wonderful people that helped us get to tier 3. And we do professional games on there, but aside from the paid games, we also have monthly free events, one-shots, and one of them is going to be a 3 simultaneously run one-shot, so a 3-shot of the Rick and Morty Dungeon of Wickedness, which is going to be fun. I don't know about the streaming yet. Probably not.
I think we should really sign up David to super hate me. I'll take this on. I can make David super hate me, but I think the party that has me, Sal, Kevin should totally be streamed for sure.
That's a thought.
The irony will be, I don't know if
this has nothing to do with that statement, but this is the last time you guys are going to see Ephraim on stream. I'm just fucking with you. I am just fucking with you. It's just a lot to it. There's a complexity to the streaming thing, and mostly what it comes down to is respect for the players, right? I asked each one of these wonderful peeps, like, hey, this is going to be a streaming campaign. Do you guys want to be part of that? And they all said yes. Which is awesome. Now we're going to jump over. We're going to be rating the Dork Tales channel. Again, follow so that you guys enter for an automatic chance at that Feywild adventure. If you haven't followed yet, make that now. And then please, once we hit that 30, it is super easy. Literally 5 minutes. Download Raid, play it on your computer, and get through the tutorial. Don't spend a single dime. Delete it after if you want to. It is a fun game. If you find yourself addicted, I mean, you can spend money on it, but you don't have to. If you want to support the stream, just make it through the tutorial. With that, I'm ready to raid.
I'll be addicted to it for an hour.
Yeah, if you just click all of the places where it highlights for you to click, it takes like 3 minutes to get through the tutorial. It's amazing.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. You are a wonderful community, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.